Bring out the worst in me. Anxiety, it haunts my heart till I can't breathe. But all I want and all I need is a holy devastation. Holy forever, holy, holy, holy forever, holy, holy, holy together. Is this the end you made for me? Take my heart and make me believe again. 'Cause without you I could never end. Who am I to think that I can do this on my own? You bring out the worst in me. Anxiety, it haunts my heart till I can't breathe. But all I want and all I need is a holy devastation.
What's going on? What's going on? Before they talk, let me turn that monitor off so they're not speaking in double on this in my ear. How's everyone doing? I saw Kaylin already stopping in saying good evening. I'm angry for what happened to baby Gabriel. That's kind of fitting with our guest. She kind of goes into that type of thing. Not so much the political side, but we'll get into it. And what's up, Maggie? Don't forget to hit that like button on your way in, and definitely give it a share because we're on to trying to hit 600. So we already got a dog sighting. I about accidentally muted you for 5 minutes instead of pinning. I've done that before. Thank you for the follow, Tower Dog. That happened right before we went on stream. I was actually talking to him over on VP. Speaking of other platforms, I am now trying out Twitch, VP, Blaze. If I don't know if Blaze ever actually connected. YouTube. I saw Cindy D was in here. How you doing, Cindy? What's up, AC? And then obviously our guest, Crimson, who informed me that Spider is passed out on the or in the bed already. He's an old man.
Yeah.
True.
True.
That. But
True.
welcome in, everybody. Let me check VP and make sure that that stuff's actually up. How are you doing today, Mischief?
I'm tired, but I'm here and I'm doing.
Heckin' doing. And guys, before we
play.
What's that?
Shutter was trying to get me to play.
Crimson, you what?
What? Huh? What's going on?
He said Crimson. I'm assuming he's asking you to come on his interview series. That's Angry Conservative.
I know he asked me before. Listen, I am not. Look, I don't know. Put me down as a maybe. I know.
It's definitely worth it. AC is a fun one to go talk to. He's a great person.
Spider just did his podcast last Saturday.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So before we fully dive into it, if you guys want to support me, the links are all in the description, at least over on Rumble. The other streaming sites, I'm not entirely sure of. You can go Get Forgiven. Actually, this is the first stream in a long time where I'm not actually drinking one currently. It's an amazing Christian-based energy drink. Each drink has a scripture that inspired the drink on it. And then if you want to get magnets like this one, go over to thingsofholding.com. That lady that does that store is absolutely phenomenal and a wonderful human. And then last but not least, you can go get some merch over at Fourth Wall at Res Merch. So now what you're all here for. Hello, Crimson. Welcome in.
Thank you. Hello, hello.
How are you doing today? It feels like I haven't seen you all day.
Right. Okay. I am exhausted. Let's just start there. This old lady is out of bed way past her bedtime.
It's your third stream of the day, correct?
It is my third stream today, yes. Well, technically 4 if you count Spiders. I was in there all day.
Yeah, that's true.
On top of it.
So Crimson, before we dive into more of like you personally, tell people what you do here on Rumble, and you multi-stream on like TikTok, Twitch, and X. Correct?
I don't do TikTok because, well, they're the devil, but
I thought I saw that on your infographic. I was trying to remember off of memory on the top right.
Yeah, so I cross-stream on Twitch, Kick. I did YouTube until they yeeted me off the platform, and Rumble, Blaze, and VP Zone.
You said that happened today, right? Getting yeeted off of
Yeah,
YouTube?
I got yeeted off. Yeah, YouTube. They yeeted me right out of there today. They said my content was too graphic.
Aren't you watching other YouTube content?
Yeah. It's YouTube content, but my content was too graphic.
If it makes you feel any better, I have 2 strikes for playing music through my church that we were officially licensed, and the license was displayed in the description in my About Me channel or About Me section of the channel, and multiple times before the service started, and I still got crazy. 2 strikes for it. Now
that's crazy.
YouTube hates Jesus. That's why.
Yeah,
it's probably true.
I got lucky because somehow I've gotten 3 strikes, but I guess one went up before I got the next one, because one of them I rightfully deserved. I was listening to Brandon Lake's new album before like getting everything set up in the church, and I was also testing audio, so I needed something a little bit more upbeat. And I started up the stream and I realized it was playing 7s, and I was just like, in for a penny, in for a pound. So we played the whole thing before the stream started.
Oopsie poopsie.
Yep. But so what type
Maybe
of
it's 2
content do you?
3/4 strikes.
Right.
Yeah, 2 3/4. What type of content do you do?
True crime, mysteries, that kind of stuff. We do paranormal on Saturday, which is super fun. So we have spooky time Saturday, and then Monday through Friday is mostly 99% true crime.
Yeah, and you get some. I don't know how you always. Nothing will upheave the weird case in Mobile, Alabama.
That was
but
a wild one.
It
was
seems
crazy.
like every time I was like, "Nah, you can't give it crazier than that one." You're like, "Well, let's watch this one then." And it's like,
I'd be like, hold your beer, here we go. Or I should say, hold your coffee. It's 6 a.m. in the morning that we do these. So
I was about to say that's yeah, definitely go give her a follow. She's you'll see me in there a lot. She gets the snarkier side of me for some reason. Resbot fully comes out.
You can't really help
brings
it
out a
though.
res.
Yeah, but you really can't help it. These stories, I swear to you, I don't know how I find them. But they are so unhinged that it is almost impossible to not be snarky, which I love snark and side eye. I side eye everything anyway. But you almost can't help but to be snarky because it is so outrageous. Some of the stuff. Crazy. Like, can we just not get a simple murder case? No.
Maggie says it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
True.
I was about to say, one of my favorite podcasts I like to listen to, it's not a Christian podcast, but it's Small Town Murder. And it's 2 comedians that take a crime story and pretty much they make fun of everyone except for the victim, aside from like 2 cases, because the victim was a horrible person. And one of them was in West Virginia. So that was hilarious.
I mean, don't we kind of do that as well?
True.
I mean,
but where I was going with that is that I think that's why I like your show so much, because not only are you doing it, we actually get to be a part of it.
oh yeah, 100%.
Which I haven't done a part 4 random.
Aren't we on a part 5 now?
Oh yeah,
on a part 5 now. So what he's referring to is we had this 3-part series that we watched. It was a crime that happened. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rez. It was in Alabama, right?
Mobile, Alabama, because I kept on making jokes about Mobile squared, cubed to the 4th, and I think I got it to the 5th through a comment.
Oh. Hang tight.
Uh-oh. What are we hanging on for?
Somebody just followed me. Thank you for the follow, whoever you were. My alert was going off in my ear.
She said, I need to follow you.
Oh, my alert was going off in my eardrum, and I was like, I can't hear anything. So it's so loud in my ear.
Unfollow.
I was like, oh, don't do it. So this
I did that to Spider
case
the other day.
Oh my gosh. And it's so, because I have headphones on, and it's so loud when it pops on really fast. It's like, it's almost disarming. It's like, woo. So this case in Alabama, it started out very simple, right? Like this girl she's missing. Her mom is beside herself. The cops basically
I still want to know what's in the container that she left with. That drives me nuts.
Same. Yes. And so basically it just starts out where this girl goes missing. There's some questions about, just what could have happened to her. The cops really don't seem to care because, well, she's old enough, she could just run off basically. And that's kind of like part 1. It was very normal-ish. And then part 2 pops up. Well, the end of part 1, I think it was like within the last minute of part 1, they bring up that the family is somehow involved in a sex ring of some kind of incestuous sex thing going on. And we're like, huh?
They just randomly info dropped as like, oh yeah, she was an informant for the police on her family's pedophilia ring. It was like, what?
We were like, what? So day 2 rolls around and we were not prepared. Okay.
Nope.
We were not prepared for day 2. Day 2 was wild. And basically her uncle was the head of a child pedophilia sex ring, but it was all incestuous for the most part. Meaning all family members. And they were having family members over. It was crazy. And then we're like, oh, okay, well, there's a part 3. And we thought, well, there certainly couldn't be any worse. And then it got worse.
What's up, Vigilant? Great to see you.
Day 3 was even worse. Like, it was terrible. So it just kept going. So basically, Rez is like, we have to have a part 4 now because it was crazy. It was absolutely unhinged.
I just kept on making like the most unhinged things I could think of, like Mothman coming to fight the pedophile ring. Because wasn't the cops involved in something as well?
Yeah, so the cops were involved. So there were cops that were so people were paying this family to come in and abuse their children.
That's right.
That's what got uncovered on day 3. So it wasn't just the family. And it circled out to people in the community were paying this uncle to come and have whatever with these children. So that's how the wood chipper in my chat was born, because we were just like wood chippers all the way around.
You can thank AC for that. He's the one that sent it to me, and I gave it to you for your channel before I ever put it on mine. I don't think I
Oh my goodness. If anything deserved a wood chipper emote, that was it. For sure.
Yeah. I might have to replace the emote that Meg broke for me. First time I ever used it, she made a very inappropriate joke about what the duck looks like it's doing. I was just like, oh, thanks for ruining that. I literally just got that one.
Oh man. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Crazy story.
Yeah. Some of the stories that you bring up, I'm just like the one with the, what was the one where I came up with a way to make somebody's own body a prison?
Oh man, what was that?
Because I was like, break all of his bones, slit all the tendons. I was like, put him on a pump and blind him and deafen him, so he's in a torture chamber for the rest of his life. I was like, sorry, I kind of went to a dark place right there. Oh, it was
that was just this past week.
It was the cult leader that was from the Seventh-day Adventist. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, that was from last Friday. That was that Jeffrey Longrun guy, I think, wasn't it?
I think so. I just remember because I looked into the Seventh-day Adventist.
No, that was Tony Alamo, that Hollywood guy.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh, so the Seventh-day Adventists are just a cult outright. He just made it more extreme. Cool.
Yeah, we do cults on Fridays, so that's always fun.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely if you're not giving her a follow, her and Spider, Spider will be on the 24th, somewhere around there. We have a guest in between him and you. I'm struggling to even remember my own schedule at the moment. But they both do true crime. Spiders, I'm normally in the middle of doing stuff, so I can only comment sparingly. But
yeah, he does more of the true crime in the sense of like body cam footage, showing like police car chases, that kind of stuff. So he's more on that side of things.
So now we'll get back onto the topic of true crime and stuff like that, but I want to get to know a little bit about you, because obviously we get to see your online personality, which might not always represent how you are off cam. So, although I have a feeling you're pretty similar off cam too.
Yes. I look exactly like this.
You know what I meant. Talking about personality wise.
Oh yeah, no, I'm same person 100% of the time.
If you look like a Bitmoji after you got off stream, I'd be a little concerned.
It would make life a lot simpler, that's for sure.
Yeah. So what was it like for you growing up? Did you grow up in the church, or how
yeah, take us back to I grew up to the good old days of the 70s. Okay. It was a different time back then, y'all. I grew up in the church. My grandfather was a pastor for an independent fundamentalist Baptist church. That's my dad's father. And so we grew up in the church 100%. My dad's a deacon to this day. That's my dad's side of the family. My mom's side of the family was a little bit different. They're Jewish. So that was kind of a weird situation growing up. My mom never really followed the Jewish faith. She kind of grew up. Her parents really weren't religious at all, but she ended up going to a Methodist church on her own when she was like a teenager, I guess. And then she met my dad. My parents started dating in 7th grade, so they've been together since then. But my dad invited her to come to church. She thought it was a little too formal for her, so she went to a Methodist church. And then she ended up going over to our church because, well, it's a family thing, right? And then basically when I got to be 8 or 9, I guess, my mom just stopped going to church altogether. The pastor offended her. My mom was a smoker, and which everybody pretty much was in the 70s. Let's to be very transparent. And the pastor told her she was going to hell because she wouldn't stop smoking, and she just stopped going to church. So that was the end of that. But my mom was a very faithful person. She always had her Bible out. She was always reading. She was always praying. She always did that kind of stuff, but she wouldn't go to church because she felt like they were teaching like crazy doctrine stuff. So
I was about to say, I don't recall ever seeing a thing that says if you're smoking, you go to hell. I don't understand that.
Well,
Bishop,
she was
you
just
got
really
anything?
offended. Yeah.
I didn't think so.
But yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's just not. I mean, and they kind of go back to the whole like your body's a temple thing, right? It kind of like stems from that, but it's kind of just the twisting of scripture that my mom was getting really offended with.
yeah,
Because as you can
that's
imagine,
definitely something to get offended over.
yeah. So she was just like, "Look, if you're not going to preach what the Bible actually says, then I'm not coming here." She just never went back.
Yeah, I've had to deal with that before where it wasn't so much twisting scripture, it was getting just misquoted, or not misquoted. What was getting preached to me was actively, they were doing the opposite while trying to correct us using the same scripture. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then when I tried to correct it, they said no, they were right in what they said. And I was just like, okay, well then I'm out.
Well, I think what bothers me the most personally is the cherry picking of scripture.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they'll cherry pick little portions out and not giving it any context or what was actually going on in this particular circumstance for that piece of scripture. Do you know what I mean? That annoys me to no end. So I want to know all of the things. You know what I'm saying? I want to know all the things. But
yeah.
I grew up in the church, and I went to a Baptist school. I went to grade school at a public school. And then I went to my parents in 6th grade and said, I'm never coming back to school. I'm either dropping out or you're going to put me somewhere else. And I wanted to go to the Christian school in town. And that's where they sent me. And then I stayed there. I graduated when I was 16 from high school. And I went to Bob Jones University in South Carolina.
I was about to say, I've never heard of it. No offense.
Well, it was a choice. But back in
it was a choice.
It was a choice. So when I was 16, I graduated high school. And at the time, y'all, I'm old. Okay, let's just preface this. At the time, if you graduated that early, you could not get into a university because you were not 18. And so financial aid wouldn't cover you. There was no financial aid available. And I had to have financial aid. The only option that I was given a free ride, a full scholarship to go to Bob Jones University, which I was fine with actually, because it's a fundamentalist Baptist college. And so I was fine with it until I got there. Then I was like, ooh. So they have when I went there, it was separate sidewalks. Boys and girls were not allowed to walk on the same sidewalks. There was very, very strict
it seems a little extreme.
dress codes. Oh, it was very extreme. We had a dating parlor. So if you were going to date somebody, you had to come up to like this little dating parlor. You had to have 6 inches in between you and in between the guy. Like it was very, very strict, which my parents loved when I went there at 16 because they were like, ooh, nobody's going to mess with
her. At 16, I would agree with that,
right?
To an extent.
Oh, yeah.
If I was a parent, I'd be like, yeah, no touchy till you're at least 18.
Right. Yeah, there was nothing. There was no choice, no chance in that happening. But because I was so young, my dorm room was next door to our dorm matron. So she could keep an eye on me. Do you know what I mean? Like our dorms all had like an older lady that was kind of like the dorm mother, if you will, or the dorm matron.
You mean
In
like
my
an
dorm,
RA?
yeah, well, it wasn't RA, but she was like 100. I swear to God, she was so old. But she was just this old, nasty woman. And they literally put my room right next to her so she could keep an eye on me. It was horrifying.
Yeah.
And there were 6 people in a room. So you had 6 roommates or 5 other roommates. There's 6 people in a room.
I barely even got along with the one that I had when I was living in the dorms, which I'm so thankful. Me and my best friend both went to the same college, and we lived in the same dorm, but we lived on different floors. It's like, let's make sure that we can live with other people before we live with each other and ruin our friendship. And my freshman year, it was right around the time that I think that I forget which version of Call of Duty it was, but it had just came out, and my I had like 8:30 classes, like early in the morning for college, and my roommate would come in. We had these big metal doors. I mean, it was like a really nice dorm, and it had like these solid metal doors that would close themselves. So he would just come waltzing in at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then that big metal door would shut, which was 2 foot from my head. So it woke me up, and I could not go back to sleep. And I told him a couple times, I was like, "Hey man, I don't care if you're coming in, just don't let the door slam when you walk in." He was like, "Yeah, man, that's fine," and just never did it. And there was one. It went on for like a couple weeks, and then I just snapped one night, and I slammed him up against the wall with like my forearm against his throat. I was a second away from punching him. I told him, I was like, "Dude, if you ever slam that door again and wake me up, I'm putting your face through the wall." And he moved out and never came back. So I had a dorm room to myself for the rest of the year.
That's justifiable anger, though.
Yeah.
Let's be very fair. That's justifiable. Because that, like, he was a
sleep or food.
Well, he was a psychopath. Why would he do that? That's psychopathic behavior.
Also, he smelled like peanut butter, like not the good kind.
Ew.
I don't know.
I'll eat peanut butter. I don't like the smell of it though.
There's certain like fresh made peanut butter smells amazing, like Jif and stuff like that. No. I got off on a tangent there. We were talking about
you don't like the smell of chemicals. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Definitely. But yeah, so we were technically in a group of 4, but there was like 2 rooms, 2 beds, and then there was a bathroom in the middle, and then 2 beds on the other.
Oh, you went to a fancy college.
I went to the biggest college in my state, actually. But it's still, well, it's not a small college, but it's gotten a lot bigger recently. I went to West Virginia University, but I didn't know that the college that was 20 minutes away from me had an engineering program. So,
oh well, whoops.
But it's also in mini Detroit. I believe I was telling you about having the National Guard block off exits because we had 17 overdose deaths when I was working on a project.
Oh, geez.
Yep. It was all in like the span of like a day. There was like 17 reported deaths from, I believe it was when fentanyl was like really starting.
That's so crazy.
So fun times.
It's fascinating because like
in 2017, what would that have been? Was it the opioids? I know they were bringing it in with heroin and people were overdosing like crazy. Anyways.
Yeah. It's so different because obviously I went to college in the 80s, right? And cocaine was a big deal, like when I went to college. But interestingly enough, in my whole life, I've never been around drugs. I've never seen drugs. I have never known anybody that was on drugs. Like that was just never in my circle ever. And so when I meet people that's like, that smoke like so brazenly on like Rumble, like you can go to pretty much any live stream right now and somebody's smoking pot. It's kind of shocking to me because I'm not used to seeing it ever.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I guess I was just sheltered. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I grew up on a farm, so who knows?
Yeah.
Sounds perfect to me.
I was about to say,
Yeah, I did. I
think
grew up on a farm.
I've seen cocaine once in my life, and it was I was a bouncer at a bar for like 2 weeks in Morgantown just to get some like side money. And I had to go clean up the women's bathroom at the end of the night, which nasty.
Yeah, gross.
I don't know what they were doing, but
You don't want to know.
they have this little like side table, like as you what's up, bearded nerd? Great to see you, my friend. They had this like little side table. I guess it's where you like freshen up your makeup and stuff. That's what I'm guessing it's for because it's got a big mirror.
Oh yeah.
It's like on the way out as like the last thing you see before you're going to the door. And there was just all this white powder. And I went out to the manager of the bar. I was like, hey, I think there might be cocaine in the girls' bathroom. No, there's not. And he walked around the corner and there's, because I mean, like if somebody wanted to snort it, they could have like scraped stuff together. And he just walks in. He's like, well, I'll be. There is actually cocaine just sitting there.
That's crazy.
Because I was like, I don't know if I'm crazy and it's just like talcum powder, baby powder, something. I don't know. I don't know what you girls do in the bathroom, but I was like, I don't know.
I don't use. Listen, I do not use public restrooms. They're gross. No, I will literally make Spider drive me home. I'll be like, I gotta go to the bathroom. You gotta go home. He'll be like, what? Yeah, no.
How do we get onto that? Sorry. So
Talk about drugs. See, it always leads you down a dirty path, doesn't it? Just drugs in general.
I was going to say, I remember Spider telling quite an interesting story about doing some drugs. I believe it was acid.
Yeah, he. So Spider, and I think he said this in a stream too, but he was a single dad, and he had a very. I won't go into it, but he had a very, very bad childhood. And he left home when he was 18. And when he left home, he went to this other town and he ended up having his son when I think he was 21. He was a young dad. He married the girl, obviously, that he had a son with. And she got really bad into drugs and like his rent money was missing and like electricity money was, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And as soon as his son was born, he divorced her and ended up getting not legal custody because the courts wouldn't let him have legal custody. She just like dropped him off at his house and never showed back up. So
that's wild.
Yeah. So he ended up being a single dad and literally by himself for 16 years. So until I came into the picture.
And what's up, Kate? Great to see you, my friend. Are you all talking about Lord of the Rings? Is that what you're talking about with the books in the live chat? And Caitlin, we're going to get into Gabriel. None of us, I gave a brief synopsis on what Google said, so we're going to dive into it here in a minute. But what I was going to ask, my brain jumped ahead. I was about to say I had a slight encounter with tripping one time, and it was about as bad as Spider's story. Long story short, I thought I was buying weed. I'd never seen weed before, and it ended up being K2, or what was called in our area spice. It was a synthetic marijuana that made you trip by itself, and it was laced with angel dust or PCP.
Oh boy.
And I smoked it by myself with
But that was fun.
no TV, no music, no one around me, obviously. And the only connection I had to the real world was a phone conversation I was having with a couple of girls from the AAU girls basketball team. They were on a trip, and they were all in the room getting high. So I was like, "Oh, I'll join in." And what's up, Templars? We're talking about bad stuff right now. Don't do drugs. Long story short, but everything went to dimensional, and I thought the only rational thought I had was the atomic bomb just went off. And not only did it look two dimensional, it felt two dimensional. I couldn't breathe. And it went through like various stages where I thought I figured out life multiple times over. And the funniest one, which was the one that brought me back to reality, or not back to reality, but made me realize I was tripping, was I was having a conversation, and I think it was the conversation from the phone. And somebody asked me, they're like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I laughed. They said, "Oh, all right." And then they laughed. And then it would go to a different version of me where I was wearing different clothes, different time of day, talking to a different person, having the same conversation. And then it went to, I was looking through my dad's eyes, talking to myself. And I was like, "Oh, something's not right." But yeah, 15 minutes into the trip, I lost my phone. So I lost all connection to reality until my parents ended up finding me. I was 17 at the time. Might have just turned 18. And apparently I walked into my mom's room randomly, and I thought it happened once. And I told her I was sleepwalking and stuff, and then went back to my bed. Apparently it happened like 5 times. And then she went and woke my dad up. My dad just like flings open the door. He's just like, "What'd you smoke?" And I responded with, "I didn't smoke anything. I'm just having some weird dreams." Apparently what I said in reality was, and then he's like, "Where is it?" And I just pointed to it. So he went and grabbed it.
Oh boy.
But I'm so thankful that they caught me, because holding on to my mom's shoulder and walking like through the room was the only thing that kept me like grounded, because I was losing it.
Yikes.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Not fun. 0 out of 10. But
Yeah, I have no desire for that.
what did you go to college for?
Well, that's a story. So I went to my whole plan was I wanted to be a lawyer, actually, and
You just wanted to argue with people is what you wanted to do.
1,000%, and I would have been excellent at it. However, the Bob Jones had a law program. That's what I went to school for. And when I got there, you can't, at the time anyway, you couldn't declare a major until your sophomore year. So your first year is just taking like basics, right? Your undergraduate basic crap, English, whatever. So the end of my freshman year rolls around, beginning of sophomore year, I get to declare. I declared to go into pre-law, and I was told that women weren't allowed in the program. So
What?
there was only certain tracks at Bob Jones that women were allowed to do, and law was not one of them. You could go into a ministry, you could go into music, you could go into business, and by business I mean it was like a secretarial type of class. And the harsh reality was that
What's up,
we were
Carmen?
told that women were only at Bob Jones for one thing, and that was to get an MRS degree. And we were there to be pastors' wives. And I said, and this will be my last year at the school. So I didn't declare until after my sophomore year, and then I transferred out. And when I transferred out, it's kind of a long story, but while I was at Bob Jones, I went into music. I was already in music in high school, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
And when I transferred out, I went to Olivet Nazarene University. Don't know if you've heard of them. In Kankakee, Illinois, which is
You just
basically
made
my
that name
hometown.
up.
No, it's Kankakee, Illinois. It's my hometown, basically.
Nice.
And
Illinois.
Illinois. And so I
You
went
drive better than the
there.
rest of the people, right?
No, no.
Oh no.
The speed limits are suggestions in Illinois. Just be very clear. So, which is about an hour south of Chicago, if you want to know where that's
gotcha.
at. So,
So you're
but I
2
grew up.
hours from me. 2.5 hours from me.
Oh, really? Are you in Illinois?
No, I'm in the
Wisconsin.
winning part of the
Oh, Wisconsin. So
He
yeah,
doesn't
so I
want to
went
be
to
there either. Don't let him lie
Yeah.
to
I don't
you.
want to be there either.
Nobody
I
wants to.
I want to go back to North Idaho. I hate the Midwest.
Literally nobody wants to be in Wisconsin. So understandable. You need to move south.
All the Midwest bad states. This is probably the one I'd want to be in, though. I'm not gonna lie.
You need to move south, friend.
West.
No, what the West sucks. Anywho, so I went to Olivet and I got a full scholarship to Olivet for music. So I became an opera performance major. That's what I went to school for. Went through with that, went on to Juilliard and got my PhD in opera performance.
So you're telling me you can sing?
Not anymore. I haven't done that in 30 years. But yeah, so that was kind of where I started, and then I ended up going back to college and getting my business degree. I got a business degree, then I got a MBA, and then yeah. So it's kind of basically what happened.
Water with degrees.
Yeah, I have degrees out the yin yang. It's stupid.
Yeah, I just got the one, and I was like, oh, I'm good.
Well, because here's the problem with music, though, right? So in music, there's basically 2 tracks. I am a doctor, actually. Yes, I am a doctor.
Dr. Crimson Widow, or is it just Dr. Widow?
It would be Dr. Widow. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But I am a doctor. That is a real thing. So the problem that you have, though, is that when you go into music, there's really 2 tracks. There's a performance track, and then there's an education track. Mm-hmm. And the last thing I wanted to do was teach anybody music because, well, if you have kids who play an instrument, you know how horrifying that is. And I don't want to be around that.
The kid.
It's like, it's horrifying to listen to. And I didn't want to do anything about that stuff. I was like, no, thanks. So yeah, then of course, when you're young, nobody tells you anything. And then my parents were like, you really probably need a backup plan in case this music thing doesn't work out. I was like, okay. But thankfully, I went to college when I was 16. So, I mean, I
had time to figure it out.
I had lots of time to figure it out. So, yeah, I went back to school and got my business degree.
Yeah, I've thought about going back and getting a master's, but I don't have the time.
It takes a lot.
Yeah.
It's not as... The PhD is actually simpler than the master's program.
Well, that's like the test that you have to take. So there's 2 tests that you take after graduating from engineering college, and I'm sure Vigilant already knows about this. You have your FE, which is your Fundamentals of Engineering exam, which is a test on everything you learned in 4 years of college. And you do that to get your EIT, which is the engineering training. And then you work under a professional engineer for 4 years, and then you can take your PE and become a professional engineer. And that's when like all the legal liability is on you for your designs. And the PE is very specified, which is a lot easier for me. I don't do well when it's like so shotgunned with topics. It's like I just need like clear and focused. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that.
That's super cool.
Carmen says, wow, Crimson Widow, amazing story. And apparently Mischief's going to Texas.
Ooh, going to Texas? Texas is cool.
No, they don't got enough mountains there.
I was about to say, I love the mountains.
Gotta be the Rocky chain of mountains.
I will tell you, well, first of all, the Rocky Mountains are just ugly. Let's just say that. If you're not in the Smoky Mountains or the Appalachians, like, something's wrong with you, okay?
You and Mischief are going to fight. He loves the Rocky Mountains.
We're exactly. I hate the East Coast, though. And I hate the Midwest, so.
Well, the Midwest, yes. East Coast, yes. there is a section in between there, you know.
Like the two states
Kentucky's
that we're in.
fantastic. Yeah, Kentucky's
Virginia,
fantastic.
Kentucky.
Idaho's as red as it gets. I love Idaho. I mean, come on.
Idaho's a
West
beautiful
Virginia would
state.
like a word.
Oh wait. Let me clarify. North Idaho, not South Idaho, because
Correct.
Boise sucks.
I will say
All of
probably
West
one of the most beautiful states I ever went to, honestly,
West
was
Virginia.
Wyoming. I loved Wyoming. Wyoming's gorgeous.
Wyoming, like especially Jackson Hole and Cody, is breathtaking. Western Montana, breathtaking.
Yeah.
I mean, even like Northern California is breathtaking. Like Yosemite and Redwoods and Highway 1, amazing. The
Dude,
southern part of
Highway
the
1
state,
is so much fun.
I don't care about oceans either. I could care less about oceans and beaches and stuff. I
Same.
like mountain lakes, but like if I'm on a shore, it's mountain
Yep.
shore, you know.
100%.
But
Kaylin said, I live in the Ozarks. Does that count?
I actually like the Ozarks. I'm not gonna lie. It's
And
actually
then Kate
down
said
in
West
like
Virginia would
Arkansas,
definitely.
right?
Yeah, she said she's from Arkansas or lives there. I don't think she's from there. Kate said West Virginia would definitely like word about being the reddest state in the country. My husband just gave me the side eyes about the Rockies comment. What's up, Seether? I don't know if I said that already. Great to see you, my friend. Today's been one of those days. My short-term memory is out the window.
By the way,
Colorado is what?
way overrated.
Depends.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hyper overrated.
Snowboarding not overrated
It's a
at all.
liberal
See, I don't snowboard though, so
crap fest.
Telluride would be cool to see, but that's about as far as I want to go and see.
Dude, I went out to Aspen, or not Aspen, sorry. Where did my cousin live? I just completely blanked. Vail, Colorado. And so like Snowshoe has like some of the longest runs up here, and like you can do a run and it'll last you probably like if you're not bombing the hill like 7 to 10 minutes. There were runs that we were doing in Vail where we weren't even making it from the top of the mountain to the bottom, and we were like snowboarding continuously for like a half an hour to 45 minutes to get to another lift. I absolutely loved it.
You all in the snow? Absolutely not.
I love
That is
it.
why I live in the South. I do not do
I don't
cold
like the
weather.
heat. It is my thing. And that's why I hate the Midwest, is because Wisconsin summers are way too hot and humid. Wisconsin winters are way too cold and bitter, and it's wet and it cuts through all your layers. And Illinois is the same way because they get the Great Lakes effect of all that stuff. Idaho, Montana, well, Montana on the other side of the mountains, they're not as protected, but Idaho is like right in the middle of the mountains. So our winters barely ever get below zero, like almost never. It's drier for the winter time. So I'm out in a t-shirt almost year round out there. And then the summertime, when it gets hot and it doesn't get like blazing hot and it's not humid hot, it still drops down to like 55 or 60 at night. So I'm out there and I can go camp comfortably all summer long. I love it, so it's a dream for me. It's as red as it gets. And I mean, we firing squad pedos out there. So like that's an approved sentence for pedophiles out there. And just like the northern part is just all just like northern rednecks, and it's amazing. And like we take matters into our own hands. The police would be like, we can't deal with BLM. The community though, if you guys come out, we'll let you guys take care of it. So like that's how it goes out there.
That's Kentucky.
Yeah, they wouldn't even dare try that where I live.
That's literally Kentucky though.
It's like where I live, I'm about 5 minutes past where you start hearing banjos. So but yeah, she said something else. The cold up here this last winter was absolutely brutal. I was telling Mischief about it. We had 2 foot of snow in one day, and then it went from being in like the teens to we never made it out of the negatives for like a month and a half. So it went from snow to 2 foot of solid ice. Like I literally there's a hill going down to my barn. I had to take a pickaxe and like slam it into the ground to walk down the hill. It was awful. Well, that's a beautiful picture.
That's a beautiful picture.
You know where that's at?
Idaho.
Nope. Close to it.
Wyoming.
Yep.
I was just going to guess all the states around it. That's where I was going for.
That's why I popped up after Crimson brought that up. I was like, that's the barn that's right in front of
Wyoming is beautiful,
right
man.
there. Yeah. This is like an iconic barn.
But
And
see, the snow on the mountains makes me cringe, so I can't do snow. But
I love snow.
I love the thing I like about the Rockies versus Appalachia is Appalachian mountains have the color changing trees, but then your winter has so many trees that are just naked and leafless, whereas in Idaho and Montana it's evergreens year round, and I love the green mountains year round. I think it's amazing, and that's what I fell in love with, and they're huge trees.
We get a good mix with the evergreens. Like you'll see them dotted out throughout the entire thing. Although I will say, and I'm sure Kate will agree, when the leaves are changing, the cranberry glades are like one of the most beautiful places on earth. It's like literally 10 minutes that way from me, going up the mountain and down the other side. And what's up, CFAM? Great to see you, my friend. I'm sorry that your church's feeling cliquish. That's awful. I pray that goes away. I hate clicks in the church, drive me nuts. We'll get on that topic here in a minute if you care to dive into that. Because we were talking about your college. So what did you end up doing with your degrees, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, with opera, I was an opera singer. I did that. I traveled around the country for about 2 years, went and lived in Europe for about a year and a half. Staying over there for about a year and a half. And then I retired from singing, mainly because I didn't like my management company and they wouldn't let me out of my contract. So the only thing I could do was just not sing. So then after I got my business degree, I went to work for healthcare in the healthcare field, because healthcare and education are the two fields that will never go away. So I chose healthcare and been in healthcare for 32 years now, I think, roughly. And basically doing a lot of like hospital billing, physician billing, running physician clinics, that kind of thing. And currently now I run the finance department at a major hospital system here in Kentucky. So that's basically what I do.
You know what the most secure job is, right? I would never want to do it.
What's that?
Funeral homes.
Oh, I know, right?
That's like the most secure job there is.
Oh, 100%.
But
although, listen,
screw seeing dead people all the time. Forget about it.
Well, we just watched
part of that.
We just watched a thing on my channel the other day about this, about these nursing homes that are stockpiling bodies and not actually doing the cremations. It was crazy. I was like,
Okay.
yeah,
That's wild.
Maggie, what did you
I'm
do
serious.
to get Kate want to ban you? I must have missed something. I had to run to go grab something real quick. Oh, they're arguing over how to say Appalachian.
Oh, it's Appalachian.
I was looking at somebody's enunciation of it, and now it's got me all twisted. I was about to say, you kind of alluded to it in your stream. I'd be so scared that they would move. I know. You said that your job is the reason why you have to do what I called earlier, the Bitmoji.
Yeah, so I work for a major hospital system, and I am in what you would consider, most people would consider, an executive role at the hospital. I literally run an entire finance department.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have all those letters behind your name. And so, unfortunately, So, unfortunately, because of where I work and what I do and how far I am in the company, we are not allowed to have social media accounts. So I'm not allowed to have a TikTok. I'm not allowed to have an Instagram. I'm not allowed to be on Facebook. I'm not allowed to be anywhere. So, yeah. So I can't technically be out there in the world like I want to be live streaming, but so I have to do this. It's just workaround.
Yeah.
It's all good.
My job pulled me into an HR meeting right before I ever started. They caught wind that I was getting ready to do the podcast. And they're like, you're in a civil servant position. You're not allowed to go out and do like this, and this. And they're like, yeah, you can't talk about like the LGBTQ. I broke that like my 4th episode. I was just like, long story short, the HR manager was trying to look out for me. He's like, hey, I don't want you to get in trouble. This is what the state will get mad at for. And I was like, I'm talking about biblical principles. So if you want to fire me or get me in trouble about biblical principles, I welcome it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like our contracts literally state we are not allowed to be on social media. Only social media, I guess you could say we have to be on is LinkedIn, which is stupid.
I hate LinkedIn.
So I'm just biding my time. I'm so close to retirement that I was like, I'll just do it this way. I'm just building my retirement here on Rumble is basically what I'm doing. Is this is basically what I plan on doing after I retire. So I was like, I'll just get it started and get going with it. But
gives you something
it's
to
stupid.
do.
Yeah, it gives me something to do. Like I don't have enough.
Yeah, I know that feeling. The one question that I had been bouncing around in my head, and I think I'm going to bar the obvious answer of the one in Mobile, Alabama. What's been the craziest case that you've came across so far?
Oh boy. That's a good question. Anything that's just shocking, you know what I mean? Which is pretty much everything we look at, honestly. I think this is like when I first started streaming, we did this is kind of right up your alley, and you need to look at this, but it's called the hijacking of McLean Bible Church. Have you heard this story?
No, I have not.
Sounds familiar.
It is the craziest story I've ever heard. It is about a Southern Baptist church who literally hijacks a independent fundamentalist church and basically kicks all of these people out of their own church. It's crazy. You have to go back and watch this. It's on my channel. It was like 5 months ago that I did it. But it's called The Hijacking of McLean Bible Church. And it's like a 3-parter.
Thank you for the follow, Mama Catch. I appreciate you, my friend. Is that Catch a W's wife? I think that's who that is. Appreciate you nonetheless. I think that might have been my 75th chatter.
Nice.
I was 2 away coming in. I can't remember who else chatted. Yep. Oh, I'm at 77 out of 75. Okay, apparently there's some more new ones than I thought. But appreciate the follow. You are awesome. And welcome to what's up, Bella Sir? Hi there, ×3. Great to see you. I've been meaning to catch one of your streams. I feel like you are always streaming right when I'm in the middle of trying to do something and I haven't been able to make it in. But I hope your streams have been going well. So guys, if you haven't, she is a new streamer here on Rumble. Go follow Bella Sir, if I'm saying that correctly. I don't know if Mama Catch streams. Oh, she does. Go give her a follow as well. And then obviously give Mischief and Crimson a follow. Sorry, we got sidetracked. We were talking about the hijacking of the fundamentalist church.
It's called The Hijacking of McLean Bible Church.
Okay.
And it's kind of a pattern that's been going on, I guess, with the Southern Baptist Convention sect of the church. They're like the progressive sect of the Southern Baptist wing. And I guess it's kind of become a little bit more involved. And it's kind of a pattern of behavior that's happening with the Southern Baptist churches trying to take over these fundamental Baptist churches. So it's a fascinating story, and it's incredibly crazy. So yeah, you definitely need to check it out. If you haven't heard of that story, you need to go look it up for sure.
So what's the difference between a fundamental Baptist church and a Southern Baptist? I don't know if I know the difference.
Great question. So a Southern Baptist church is kind of organized, I guess, the same way you would organize maybe a Catholic church or a Methodist church. They have like, it's a convention of churches, right? So all of these churches kind of come together. They all kind of preach the same thing. They kind of have like, there's no autonomy of thought with the pastor, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
it's
like
top down, like the dissemination of the word doesn't come from each individual pastor.
Correct.
Pastor. It comes from the top of the leadership.
Correct.
And yes, Caitlin, who said it? I can't even keep up with people in the chat. Kate said the chat is so hectic right now, but I'm here for it. I was about to say I'm having a hard time keeping up with you guys.
We like a hectic chat.
I was about to say normally that's my job. I come into your alls and just cause mayhem and summon King. I didn't know that was a power that I had.
My chat gets moving sometimes. It's like, whoa. I have to back it up.
Yeah.
So the Southern Baptist, it has a convention. So basically it's like a top-down kind of thing. Whereas an independent fundamentalist church, it's really the pastor creates the messages, et cetera, et cetera. They have a lot of similar beliefs. I can't speak on I'm not Southern Baptist. I wasn't raised that way. So I can't really speak to exactly what they believe. Fundamentalists actually believe that the Bible is the actual word of God. It's not an inspired word of God, it's the actual word of God. So that's kind of, I think, a little bit of a difference. They have the once saved, always saved philosophy, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And I think I saw somebody lurking. Hold on. Let me go back up and grab it. Oh, Catch a W. Thank you for coming in and lurking, my friend. Appreciate you all for stopping in and hanging out with us tonight. Yeah, I went to a Southern Baptist church when I was growing up. And they kind of pushed me away because like we were playing, like it was a what's the word I'm looking for? In the summer, everyone goes away to a summer camp, Bible camp. And we were playing a game and this girl like just hugged me, like not even like flirtatiously, like we won the game. And like she just gave me a hug, and I had one of the he wasn't the pastor, he was like right underneath of the pastor, like one of the bishops. I don't know what they're called in Southern Baptist, but he was like, yeah, you're going to go to hell, you know, if you continue doing that. I was like, getting a hug, like what?
Would it be like a vicar or
silly.
something?
I was like 13. I was like, that's not even a thought in my head. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, you're putting worse thoughts in my head than what would have just been there. Because now you're like opening my brain to the possibility of what that could entail. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we ended up leaving the Southern Baptist Church because I told my mom I was getting tired of getting told I'm going to hell for everything I do. I don't know if that was the right thing to do or not, but we ended up finding an amazing church that I was in until I went to college. And that's where I went a little crazy and wayward. Nobody hugged me. I want to live. Oh, for what I just said. I can't even keep up with you guys. Y'all are...
I think the big difference is like, do you guys know who Franklin Graham is?
Yeah.
So Franklin Graham is considered a non-denominational evangelical Christian, right? So he'd be like non-denomination, but he's really a fundamentalist. Where Billy Graham is actually a Southern Baptist.
I got you.
There's a slight difference, really. I mean, it's very slight. Now, I saw somebody say the Duggars. The Duggars are in their own little sect. They follow, I can't even think that guy's name.
I thought
that was not
Duggars
my church.
Mormon.
No. They're evangelicals, but they follow like a weird, it's like, I can't remember what it's called. I'll look it up really quick.
While you look that up, do you mind if we stop and pray for a second? Seether has a prayer request.
Yeah, of course.
So Seether says, hey, would y'all keep me in your prayers? Since I got T-boned a couple of weeks ago, I'm having issues above my spine hardware at the L1, L3, and I have to go get an MRI done. So we're going to take a quick
Mm.
pause, and if anyone else has any prayer requests, definitely put them in the chat. We'll get to them. But let's go to the Lord in prayer real quick.
You seen the one that we had in our Discord too today, right?
Oh yeah, let me pull that up. And keeping Arkham in our prayers too. He just lost his brother. Guys, I shared it the other day. If you didn't get to see Arkham's video where he talks about his brother, I'll put it this way: I was in tears by the end of it. He was literally turning
Is it
his
on
pain
his
into.
page?
Yep. He was literally
I'll find it
turning
quick
his
now.
pain into praising the Lord. It was a beautiful thing to see. But yeah, let's hop into talking to God for a second. Lord, thank you for this time that you've given us to come together and, to just be a wonderful community that we're all centered around you, Lord, and trying to glorify you the best that we can, Lord. I have a couple of people that I'd like to lift up in your prayers. Mike Jones in our Discord, Lord, he just lost his dad to cancer. It was he died with a smile on his face, but that's always still tough for the ones that remain behind. He's come up to be with you, Lord, and all the pain and the aches that he would have on this earth are gone. And the families are the ones that have to deal with the aftermath, Lord. We just like to lift him up to you and his extended family, Lord, as they go through this tough time. And I pray that you lay a still hand on them and you give them peace and you give them strength and ultimately give them comfort. Lord, we'd also like to pray for our friend Arkham, who just lost his brother, and we'd like to raise up his entire family, Lord. He was saying that his mom is really struggling with this loss. I just pray that you be with them and give them the peace and the comfort that they need, Lord. And Lord, we'd also like to pray for Seether. As you know, she was in a car accident here recently and her back is not feeling great. I hope that you lay your healing hands upon her, Lord, and heal her back to 110%, Lord, and take away any aches, pains, or discomfort, Lord, and just be with her. And Lord, I just thank you for this time that you give us together. I pray this in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. All right, sorry about that.
You're good.
Um,
Bill Gothard,
so-
thanks, Kay.
what's that?
Was it a
They were talking about the Duggars. The Duggars were part of the Bill Gothard. It's like the Institute of Basic Life Principles. That's like a whole other sect. They are considered independent fundamentalist Baptists, but they have like their own little sect. I didn't grow up in any of that stuff.
Here, let me go grab the episode from Arkham. Let me pull up a browser and make a scope link for a second.
I was trying not to get it wrong. When I posted, I was trying to find it.
You're all good.
I'll cover up the hat here.
Might take me a second. So, what got you into streaming?
Honestly, Spider really did it. So I have been telling Spider for probably 10 years that he needs to be streaming. He was a big gamer. He's still a gamer. He's just a big gamer. He likes to talk. He literally talked to a doorknob. And he just has a great personality. I thought, I watch a lot of streamers. I'm constantly I watch Burnt Peanut like crazy. Burnt Peanut, Asmongold, Queso. I'm just a giant streamaholic, honestly. And I used to love watching them. I was like, man, you could do that. I mean, he's got a great personality. I was like, you should be doing this. So, after we got married, I made him retire. Because he was I don't know if I think he said this to you, but he was a training manager for Wendy's for like 20 years. So Wendy's International, he was a training manager for Wendy's International for like 20 years. And he was just wearing himself ragged. And his son was 16. There was a lot going on. And I was like, you just need to retire. So he retired and became a house husband, which was great. But he
I
was
say, I
just
made him a
bored.
trophy husband.
I did. I made him a trophy husband. It's a great thing.
But no, I was saying, you asked for the emote and I sent it to him. I was like, I got one.
That's
Hold
hilarious.
on.
I'm telling you. So it was great, but he was bored, really. And so I was like, why don't you try streaming? And so he just, for years, he was like, nah, I don't think so. And then finally I convinced him to do it. And he just started making videos at first. He felt really awkward talking to a camera. And so he was just kind of on his own. And then, he came, he and I were talking about it one day and he's like, I think I would just like it more if like I did like a podcast kind of thing. Or I was like, so do reactions. Like what, people do that all the time. Do some reactions, just talk. But he wouldn't do it without me on the stream at first. And so then I was doing it on stream and he was like, people like you better than they like me. So maybe you should just do your own stream. And I was like, I don't have time for it. And then finally I just was like, yeah, might as well. So I only started streaming like once. I think I was doing like 2 days a week at first. And then now it's like every day.
Hey, gets me through the workday, so I'm appreciative. And you're very welcome, Seether. That's what we're all about here. All you have to do is ask. And if you're not in the Discord, if you jump in the Discord, we also have a section for prayer requests in there as well.
Maggie literally out here saying she's going to be 33 next month and she's old. No. I reject that statement.
What does Spider call me to you?
You're my son, my Rumble son.
Yeah. Although he
put it in context
earlier, we're just like, what?
No, I was like, what? What are you talking about? To put it in context, Maggie, my child, Spider's son, I call him my son. He's 33. So that's hilarious. I reject it.
I can't remember how we came across that. I think you mentioned something and you're like, yeah, everybody remembers that. I was like, I wasn't even alive. You're like, how old are you?
Funny. I was like, how old are you? Jeez.
Maggie, I only just turned 33. Don't give me that. You're not that much younger than me.
I got you all beat.
Yeah. I actually did the math on it earlier. You said something and I was like, oh, that's how old she is.
Yeah, I was born in 1970.
Yep.
I'm 56.
My brain just went out the window. I'm trying to reconcile what chat is talking about because there's like 4 different conversations going on and trying to keep a straight line of thought. And we appreciate you, Seether. You guys, all of you guys in here are what makes this show so fun and why I love coming back to you. That's why I do the lo-fi streams every week is I get to hang out with you while I'm at work. Which, speaking of which, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this, the reason I didn't do a stream yesterday was Lauren was not feeling good, so I wanted to cheer her up. I ran to Walmart. I don't know if you've ever seen the little astronaut thing they have there that does like the starscape and like the weird cloud like aura thing.
Yeah.
I got one of those and I turned our bedroom into a movie theater because she said she wanted to do a stay-in movie watch. So, that's back. That's great. I shouldn't have mentioned getting distracted. Free used to come in and just spam the siren emotes, so it would get me. Yep, it would get me distracted while I was trying to talk. But what made you settle on true crime? Is that just something that you were watching in your spare time? You're like, oh, I could do that. Just commentate on that.
Well, so I didn't know what I wanted to do, honestly. Kind of all over the place at first. But in my spare time, actually, while I worked, I was always listening to trials. Like, I literally have trials running all of the time during the day, and I just listen to trials. I imagine that. I wanted to be a lawyer, and I literally am obsessed with, like, law. But so I listen to trial stuff all the day long, and it's like I follow a lot of true crime, and I finally was like, why am I not talking about this? Like, I have a lot of things to say. Most of it is just making fun of people, but I have a lot to say. Like, I
Mischief
think I
said
need to do
because
true crime.
he says because all women are obsessed with murder.
I
True.
don't know what it is.
True.
The weirdest. We're men. We're like, I'm gonna go listen to rain and a thunderstorm and just relax, And then women are like, yeah, I'll listen to murder
Forensic
podcasts. of all
Files
things."
and like Lauren legitimately every single night would use when it was on Netflix would go watch Forensic Files, which sucked for me because I'm the type like if I don't immediately fall asleep when the episode starts or it's not something I've seen like 1,000 times, I'm locked in. I was like, well, I got to know how this ends.
Yeah.
And Kate says I've done legal assisting. Does that count?
Yeah, kind of.
The
Well, when I was younger, I was obsessed with like Nancy Drew. That was a big thing. I know I'm old, but Nancy Drew
I grew up
was
reading
like a
the Hardy
big like
Boys.
yeah, the Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew. Like I was really into those books as a kid. And Sherlock Holmes, and I was just really into like
Love
mysteries.
Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, so I was really into mysteries from like a really young age. Actually, I don't know why. Probably because I grew up on a farm and nothing ever happened there. I was fascinated. It was like
you had to make drama.
basically. So it's like, you just kind of like, well, what's happening in the world? And then, of course, at the time, we didn't have round the clock TV coverage of anything. So the only things that hit the news were like giant stories, like a giant story of a person missing. And in Kankakee, when I was like, I think I was 20, there was a young kid and there was never any crime here, by the way, where I grew up there. I mean, literally no crime. And there was a kid who was, I think he was 10, was abducted and murdered in my hometown. And I was like, what? Like that just wasn't a thing. So, and that was just a national coverage. And I was, they had like I was at a church. I was a music director at a church in town. And at our church is where they had like all the vigils and stuff for them. And so I kind of just got drug into it that way and kind of became part of the story, I guess, in a weird way. Like I was on the paper. It was weird. So it was interesting, but it was like nothing ever really happened. And then I was like, whoa. And then, of course, OJ came around, which was like the biggest trial in history. So, yeah, just kind of like the bigger stories that ever hit the TV were true crime.
I gotcha. I think Maggie and Kate are planning a murder in the live chat.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
They said they've got ideas, and I'm a little concerned. There was actually an idea that I saw that Kaylin had said. It said, hear me out. What if you watch a true crime while there is a thunderstorm?
Well, we did that this morning because it was thunderstorming here while we were doing true crime. We were having a massive thunderstorm this morning.
I was about to say, I don't know if Kate got it the other day. Was that yesterday? Where I said I might lose power because it kept on flickering. I was in the middle of a monsoon, and it was like 11 o'clock, and I looked outside, and it still looked like it was nighttime. I was like, what is going on?
I love storms
though. Wires.
Hold on, I heard both of you at the same time. What? Mischief, you go first. What'd you say?
I said, sorry, that was me. I was chewing on your wires.
Ah, I gotcha. And what did you say, Crimson? I'm sorry.
I love thunderstorms.
I do too.
It's the best sleep of my life.
If it's hitting a metal roof.
Yeah,
there is.
Yeah, we have a metal roof on this house, so it's like it's literally just like a lullaby at night. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Y'all are being wild in the chat. I'm not even repeating what Kaylin just said. She has a question for you, Mischief.
Said, well, I'm not gay, so I don't think his voice is sexy. But as
he says, well, I'm not gay, but yes.
As a man who loves masculine things, I'm jealous that I don't have a voice like that. If I were to have somebody narrate my life, it would probably be him or the guy who voices Arthur Morgan.
That's a good choice. So
that's why I'm single, Kate. I'm just not even dating because all women like that stuff. So, yep.
Hey, you can dance, you can sing, and you can play guitar. You can get a girl.
I'm not trying to get a girl. I'm trying to
a woman.
have a nice
you know
dance
what I meant.
and have a I wasn't going that way, but yeah,
Okay.
that too. But
We
my
don't need to
thing
bring out the
is,
wood
if
chippers.
I can still go out and spin a girl around for a good two-step or country swing and have a good night of having their company on the dance floor and turn them on their way and go about and do my thing and be successful and bring people to Jesus. I'm all right if that's what God has in store for me. I'm totally cool with that. But I will not settle for the wrong person because the big D is not in my language. I would refuse to do divorce, refuse to do that to kids. Like I can't. It's a fear of mine.
You can't
Or
say
to get
big
cheated
deal
on,
like
like
that. I was like,
royalties.
Mischief, get your mind out of the gutter.
Mark Chestnut, right? Kaylin, back me up. I think it's Mark Chestnut.
So, listen, Mischief. Funny story. So I met Spider 14 years ago. And on our first date, we met on a video game. Weird story. But we met playing a video game. And we decided to meet up, have a date. Not really date, but kind of like just get to know each other. We realized we lived close to each other. So we're like, hey, let's just go out and have dinner one night, right? And I told him on the first date, because I could tell he was interested. And I told him on the first date, look, I am not looking for anything other than marriage. If you don't want marriage, I am not the one for you. Okay. I'm never getting divorced. So we're going to be up in this joker for the rest of our lives together. So you better make sure that that's what you want to. And I was like, okay. And we were engaged and married in 6 months. So, and 13 years later, here we are.
Yeah,
My generation's a little messed up though.
Yeah, I was about to say I did the opposite way. Lauren and I were engaged for 8 years, 9 years. So we were engaged for it'd be 7 years because we got engaged right before COVID, and then COVID delayed getting married, and then we got a farm, so life just kind of got in the way.
It happens.
My
Yeah,
thing
it was
is
like-
like it's hard. It's hard to date nowadays. It's hard to do all that, and it's just like I was the guy who, like, more than a career path, I knew I wanted to be a dad and husband and all that stuff. But as I was an idiot through college age and stuff like that, and then just bad love experiences, or I'm gonna call them what they are, infatuation experiences, because all my relationships, I could barely call them love. I mean, I might have loved a few of them, but like it was stupid and infatuation, and so now I'm just kind of like, I'll be honest, I'm at a point of being jaded, so I'm not like completely closed off to getting married, but like I am very guarded about the process, and I'm not looking for it. And I used to say I wasn't looking for it because I wanted it to happen to me. So subconsciously was looking for it, but now I'm at the point where, like, I'm okay with building myself to something where I'm more set up to bring people to Christ, hopefully, is the big goal. But that if for some reason God throws somebody into my circle, right underneath my nose, whatever, however he chooses to do it, I don't want to be working on as many things as I need
If she
to. I mean,
T-boned
I'll
you.
still be working,
Wait, bad
But-
choice of words. I'm sorry,
but-
Seether.
But
That was unintentional.
yeah,
I promise.
That's what it is. Like, if it happens, it happens. But I'm kind of gonna live like it's not gonna happen, and I'm just going to set up good, worthwhile things to chase, regardless. All I'm in control of is myself and what I can do. And
Well, it's not. It's
yeah,
not
plenty of
about.
truly in control of that.
It's not about finding the right person, though. It's about being the right person, and the right person comes along, right? So, Spider got married twice before. I'd never been married when I met him. I was like not interested at all in marriage. But that's, for 20 years of my life, I was like, nah. I was a career person. Like, I just wanted to focus on my career. I didn't care. And when the right person comes along, they come along. That's just how it works. I can't even explain it to you. I knew the minute I met him. The minute.
It was a
That's
beard.
That's awesome.
Well, he didn't have a beard. He was completely clean shaven.
I can't even
His hair
imagine
was
what he
super
looks
short.
That was her coaching him. She coached him into a beard.
Oh yeah, I
Dude.
turned him into a cowboy 1,000%.
I like Lauren or Lady
I got something
Rez
for that.
will not let me shave my beard. I mean, she will, but every time I brought up, like, they're
It's the wrong shape for my head, but
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I actually want to get a cowboy hat really bad, but they are expensive to get an actual one.
yeah, but they're nice. You can wear them to weddings. I want to get me a nice felt hat.
There's a
we just
guy,
got Spider a Stetson not that long ago.
there's a guy down actually near you, Crimson. He's somewhere down in Kentucky. I forget where he is. It's the Golden Nail dude. I don't know if you've seen him. He's on like Facebook and stuff. Some of the most satisfying videos is watching him make hats. But
Oh, I do know who you're talking about.
yeah, he always puts a gold nail.
Yeah, he's not too far. So we're in the southeast corner, basically, of Kentucky, right at the base of the Appalachians down there.
Appalachians. I'm not making fun of you. I just was saying that.
Well, we didn't dare cross into Appalachia because those people are crazy.
Hey.
So we
Correct, but hurtful. That's the second time today.
on the Kentucky side, they are nuts. They are nuts.
What's up,
on the Kentucky
G2G?
side, so,
Great to see you, my friend. I was going to ask something. Oh, but yeah, I want to go down there and get a cowboy hat from him, like an actual custom fitted one. I almost got one when we were down in Texas, and then I saw the price tag. I was like, never mind. It was like $1,000. I was like,
Yeah, Stetson. Well, we just got Spider Stetson, and it was like $2,500. They're very expensive. But
that's what I was
do
going
they
to say.
look?
Love me a nice, good, expensive hat. It would be worth it.
They look good. It looks good.
So,
But
there's like a.
let me pause you for a minute. Kay, you are
How many X's?
beautifully inspired by God. So don't say that about yourself.
Mhm.
You are perfectly made. Continue, Rez.
I second that. And I'm sure Mischief and any guy that's in the chat can agree. There is a point when growing either out your hair or growing out your beard where you are in the stage where you just want to shave it all off. There's
That's a fact.
there's multiple stages. There's the itchy
Maggie,
stage.
Maggie.
And then there is the awkward stage. Like for me, when my hair grows out, the awkward stage is like when my hair is like trying to come over my ears. But I was like, yeah, I'm getting to the point. I just want to shave off my entire beard because you can't see it where I'm wearing black. But I mean, like my chin is like right here, so it's relatively
It's pretty
long.
good though.
It's the longest I've gotten in a while.
Spider's beard goes almost to his belly button.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it's super long.
Maggie, I live in these.
And those look like Spider's boots.
I'm very upset. I didn't need you to rub those in my face. Do you remember the boots I was talking, or you telling me I needed to replace? They completely came apart.
I called you out.
I was like, "What
That's
does
dancing
floor
does your
glue?
boots, though.
What's that?"
Yeah, they're
What
warm.
dancing does your boots, and also that.
So
We had a segment for you today. We had a segment for you today.
My soul completely
You
came
need to find
off,
a good
and
Mother Smith.
I used flooring glue. We were remodeling a house when it happened, and I used flooring glue to re-glue the soles of my cowboy boots back together, and the bottom completely broke out earlier. So my cowboy boots are done. Maybe I'll start a fund somewhere. It's like
Those are
replace.
Crepe bottoms.
What's that?
Leather or crepe soles?
They're
Leather
leather.
rubber. Leather.
Yep. Which, to be fair, I got them for free from a secondhand airman store in Enid, Oklahoma, from my buddy. I went out to visit him. He was stationed out there, and he was like, "Dude, let's go to the airman's attic," is what it's called. And he ended up getting the boots for free. So, good day. And they lasted 4 years. So, could be worse.
I'll have to send you, Rez. I'll have to send you a picture of Spider. So I told you, Spider's 6'5".
Making me feel short.
And in his cowboy boots, he's 6'7". Oh, he's very, very tall, very tall. And then when he has his cowboy hat on, he's probably like 6'8", 6'9". He's a giant dude. Okay, he's giant. I'm barely 5'3". So he's just a giant guy. And I got him for Christmas, I think it was last year, I got him a trench coat, like an actual like Wrangler trench.
Like a duster.
Yeah,
I
like a
want a
duster.
duster so bad.
And he put this, I was like worried because, you know, he's so tall. You have to go to specialty places to get coats that long. Do you know what I mean? For him, because he's so tall.
Oh yeah.
And I was kind of worried it was going to be super short. It actually fits him perfectly. I'm going to have to show you a picture of this though, because talk about looking like a cowboy. It's crazy. I was like, dude.
Maggie says
Grew up in
5'3"
Cincinnati
gang.
too. Yeah, the 5'3" gang.
I'm pretty sure Lauren's not too far away from that. I'm 6'1", so well, I probably shrunk back down to 6 foot, but my license still says 6'1", makes me feel better.
It's funny because I never even thought about height before. Do you know what I mean? Like with men, it just was never a thing. Everybody's taller than me, so it wasn't a big deal.
I was about to say,
And then
I grew up, Mischief's going to hate me for what I'm about to say. I grew up feeling short because my two best friends, one is 6'4", the other is 6'6". So of my friend group, I was the short one at 6 foot. Mischief, you want to chime in on that?
No, I'm used to it, man. I just like that's life. Like my rules, if you got a short joke, it better be better than mine.
How tall
my
are you
rule.
again, Mischief?
5'5".
5'5". Okay.
So you're still
I
taller
thought
than
you
me. That's what I'm saying. Like I never even thought about it with men because it's like it's easier to find a short girl, right? Like they're everywhere. I never
was
thought
about to
about
say-
it. Like
I'm not afraid to date a girl taller than me. Just I refuse to do it if her attitude about it sucks. Like if she's self-conscious, I don't want any part of it. Like I don't want any part of that anyways. You're too self-conscious as it is over stuff
Mhm.
like that. I'm just gonna feel like held back by that line of thinking, you know? It'll drive me crazy because it's hard enough to like make sure everyone's feeling okay without adding that
Wow.
thing to worry about, you know?
the right girl isn't going to care. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tom Holland and Zendaya. There's a
Mhm.
height difference there. They don't care.
It can't be too much taller because I like dancing, so I still got to be able to do that. But
I had a
Oh, yeah.
girlfriend that anytime we got dressed up, she always tried to put on heels. Like she was 5'6", 5'7" She always had to either match my height or be taller than me, and it drove me nuts. I was like, "You're wearing ridiculous heels just to match my height. Like, why are you doing that?" Like that was the reason
that's-
for doing so.
That's weird.
Yeah. I guess she wanted to be able to see eye to eye. I don't couldn't give
That's
you a
strange.
reason why. I got to go pull I don't know what my robot vacuum is stuck on, but it is blowing up my alerts. It is freaking out about something.
it's not a dog
It's-
turd.
no, it's not. It's probably, we have this big, like giant, what do you call them? The things that, it's like a cat palace that has a bunch of like scratching things and like different levels.
Tower things.
Yeah, there's a word for it. It's just eluding me at the moment, but they've been unraveling the scratching rope that is on the actual poles of it. So it's probably stuck on one of those. I will ask, Crimson, what has been
Mhm.
your favorite thing about streaming so far?
Meeting people like you. The people
I
that
don't
come
know.
into the chat.
Most people consider me a curse.
Oh, no. Nah. I just like the community that's we've kind of built around the channel has been so fun. There's just an eclectic group of people in there, and everybody gets along great, and everybody has a good time. And for me, that was like the big thing. I didn't want to stream to nobody, and you kind of hope that the people that find you are kind of your tribe, you know. And that's kind of what we ended up cultivating, which has been great. I've been really enjoying the chat. I show up for the chat really because they crack me up. And like I said, I'm here for all of the snark and sarcasm and side eye and all the fun stuff. So my chat is literally like that. Rez leads the pack, I will say clearly. He leads the pack in that stuff, but that's been the fun part. What about you, Mischief? What you like about
I
streaming?
was looking for a picture. What do I like about streaming? My thing is actually ironically the same thing. Like the community building is the big piece for me. So I mean, the whole reason I got into it was talking to Raz and others is, I mean, I still need to do my faith one because that's the whole reason I did, and I still haven't done it. But is to build a community, meet people in their needs, and then to get a chance to talk and kind of minister a little bit of faith. I wanted to do some faith content, so I actually I'll post in the chat. I'll show you the user account. So I did this one to combine my Lord of the Rings love, even though my main thing is Mischief Muggle. It's just username I've had for forever. Before I started was going to stream, I made that one because it didn't matter. But this one right here, King's Fellowship for short, but it'll be Fellowship of the King. I'm taking the Lord of the Rings name and trying to make it Christian. I mean, which Lord of the Rings?
It is technically,
is a religious work, so I want to have some fun with it, and I tried to do this one right here, but I couldn't make a icon that I really loved. But this one right here, I want to do that one because Lembus of Life and Bread of Life, I think, would have been a fun play on words. So I kept the channel just in case, but
I love C.S. Lewis. I'm like obsessed with screw tape letters.
Tolkien got him to convert to Christianity. He's the one who was the one who wore him down.
Go ahead, Maggie.
Their friendship is so cool to me.
And
I'm like obsessed with the screw tape letters.
Actually, I have this too. Yeah, screw tape letters is a good one.
I just bought Lauren an entire book of all of C.S. Lewis's books.
Oh yes, I have that book.
I almost bought that exact book.
Yeah, I have that book. I love that book.
You should. It's a good one.
But C.S. Lewis is very like satirical. You know what I mean? It's very satire-ish. So I love him, and Wormwood is just amazing.
I love my community. They're a bunch of goobers.
They're great.
Just
they
like
are great.
I will say, to answer the question I asked you, it's obviously the same. I love hanging out with these people. I did the original, I think I might have told you this. The original Rock of Rumble stream that I did was a joke. I needed to get so many hours to qualify for the program.
Right.
And I was like 10 hours short. And I was like, well, it's the middle of Thanksgiving. I'm with my family. I can't like do something like I'm spending time with. It's the only time that my mom's side of the family fully gets together. And I was just like, let me put on this stone simulator and I'll put on some lo-fi behind it and just be like in the chat. It's something I can do around family. And like there was 30 people watching a rock with me. And I was just like, okay, this is kind of funny. So I did, they could do Mischief in his mullet.
Aww.
She wanted the mullet. So there it is.
That's adorable.
The last time I had a mullet.
Those little cheeks is so adorable.
So I kept on doing it just because, it was a way for me to hang out with people. And I was only doing a podcast when I first got into the creator program. Like we'd stopped doing the Resurrecting Truth podcast and stopped streaming Sunday sermons. So, look at them.
Cutie patooties.
So, I did it to fill it in, and I had somebody, reach out to me and they're like, hey, I really appreciate you doing that and giving us space to come hang out and be with the community and just be calm. And I was like, well, now I have to do it. So
it's nice though. I started a YouTube channel like years and years and years ago. Actually it's called Devotional Rescue. And it's basically like daily prayers. There's devotionals out there, that kind of thing. I started that like years and years ago. And so when I first started streaming, I thought, maybe I would do some like devotional streaming. But I kind of wanted to veer away from it just because I didn't want it to be so close to what I was already doing. Because I do a lot of music, as you can imagine. I did a lot of like original music and stuff on there too. But a lot of it to me, I was just like, it wasn't like my heart. You know what I mean? Like, I could do it so much, and then it's like it gets a little daunting for me personally, and I'm just not a big like. I don't know. I don't feel like I should be the one preaching anything, right? Like I'm here for you. Fine, I'll pray for you. I'll pray with you. Those kinds of things. I'll try to give you as much encouragement as I can. I'll help you with devotionals. All that stuff is great. But I just felt like a live stream from me just probably was not going to be it. Even though I think there's a lot of women who do it and do it well, it just wasn't for me. So I decided to do my second love, which was true crime.
Maggie, we know who the one dislike is. You know who it is. Probably because I forgot to switch it from gaming. What do I have this tagged as? That's a good question. Let me see. Nope, that is not what I meant to click on. Oh no, it's Podcast of Faith and Religion. Yes, you would know who it is.
That's an excellent question, Kay. So the widow part is my husband is OG Dark Spider. And so we were playing around with different names. My gaming name has always been Lady Blaze because I have red hair. Everybody calls me Blaze, and that's just kind of the red hair. But the name was taken on Rumble. So we were playing around with names, and I was like, you know what? What kind of a spider is red, basically. I didn't want to go Black Widow because that's not really, But there's a spider called a Crimson Widow, so that's how we came up with that.
That's awesome. I think we talked about, or you mentioned it earlier on stream because I was making jokes about her being the brown widow for the case that you did earlier today.
Yeah. Yeah. That was funny.
Yeah, she was nuts, which never mind, I'm not even going to go there. It was more about when it first started off, they said supermodel, and then it showed her later pictures. Like, huh?
Right? I was like, where did the supermodel part come from? I mean, she was pretty. A supermodel?
Yeah, I might have made some not so nice comments, but what's been the hardest thing about streaming so far?
Technology, because I'm old. Honestly, that is literally the hardest part for me. I mean, I'm better at it. Honestly, I'm better at it than Spider, which is saying something because
I had to go in and help Spider.
I'm actually older than him, so that's kind of funny. But the technology part of it has kind of been challenging because I obviously am not used to the streaming part. Editing videos has always been my thing. I like to edit videos, put videos together, so I'm kind of more on that end of it. The streaming part, I was really confused on. But once I learned it, it was okay. But if I have a technology glitch, I kind of freeze because I'm like, I don't know what to do. So, and when I first started streaming, Spider had to come up and help me a couple of times because I was like, nothing's working. So he had to come up and help me a couple of times with that. But that's kind of the hardest part. Other than that, I'm going to be very blunt. Okay. The networking. I don't have time for it. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just the truth. And a lot of streaming, and people don't realize how much networking you really need to do to kind of get your name out there and to kind of meet other people. And, you're building a business. And obviously I'm a business person, right? So you're building a business. So you kind of have to approach it that way. So that part's challenging actually, because, all the streamers want to have brand deals and all those kinds of things. And you have to grow your channel to have that. And so it's just those kinds of things are, don't take lightly because it's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm. I would say I've been very, very fortunate with, I don't even consider it networking. Because the way that I approach it is I'm literally just making friends. Like True. I'm sure Maggie and Kate can attest. Like when I talk about Maggie Moo, she was the one that got me into actually start streaming instead of just doing the podcast, the pre-recorded one. She's been like one of my biggest pushers, her and like Jorba and Kiki. Honestly, Kiki always messaged me and asked how everything's going, if he can help, stuff like that. Which I think you met Kiki today, did you not?
Yes, I think I did.
The Games Master. I'm sorry, I should say.
Yeah.
Screen
Games Master,
name.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like I don't. I get that it's a business side of things. Like, you know, in the beginning, that's why I just go ahead and get everything out of the way and just let Rumblebot put out links. I don't try to push like the Forgiven, even though I actually love that drink, or like my own merch. Like if people want to buy it, that's awesome. And
I didn't say I was good at it, Russ. I didn't say I was good at it.
I didn't say I'm good at it either. I'm just saying, like, from what I've experienced is if you're doing it for the fun of it, because for the longest time I wasn't in the creator program. You're all right, Mischief. Go ahead. I wasn't in the creator program. Actually, AC was the one that pushed me into doing the creator program. And I was just doing it for fun. I was just like, you know, sorry, something just flew in my eye. It's like, you know, if I get paid, I literally just put it right back into the stream. I've got a new computer. You can see I have a whole setup. Got a new camera, which I was filming some commercials. Thank you. I can actually change it. But this has been my favorite so far is the comments. But I forgot where I was going with that. You know,
well, I think the difference is that and I know this is going to sound crazy. I'm an introvert, like a serious introvert.
It's not crazy. Everyone I ask that question, they're like, I am very introverted. And I'm the same way too. Yeah. I forced myself to be an extrovert in college.
Same. Like I have to be so extroverted with my job and with just, you know, other things that I didn't think that streaming would be for me, honestly. But now it's like, I love it. So it's getting easier for me to kind of and I say network, but basically it's like going out and meeting people. It's not easy as you know. It's just not easy for an introvert to just go out there and kind of like start talking to people. Like it's just not a normal thing for me.
Yeah. I was also laughing too because Kate said, "What dog is throwing a fit?"
Oh, okay, y'all. I have
you're going to believe this.
I have a Chorky, which is a Chihuahua Yorkie mix. She's 23 years old, and I've had her since she was a baby. And she has a bad smoking hack. That's what I call it. I call it a smoker's hack. I don't know where it came from. It started like about a week ago, and she's just been hacking. But no, that's my baby dog.
Did you say how old she was?
She's 23.
Yeah, that's nuts. I can't believe your dog is 23.
Yeah, she's 23.
And to Maggie's point,
Spider's always laughing and says that she came over on the ark. She's that old.
Maggie said, "Definitely glad I came over to Rumble. I got to meet all of you guys, and everybody's saying the exact same sentiment. I'm glad that I did the same because,
yeah.
You know, my Cujo was 18 when he died. I guess small dogs do live longer. I've only, aside from my mom had a weird obsession with pugs. We've, like Lauren and I, our smallest dog is a Dutch Shepherd, which is like like a somewhat smaller version of a German Shepherd. Thought that at first. And I heard the sound of the dog before, or from a dog before. Yeah. Although my dream dog one day is to have either a Frenchie or a French Bulldog. I don't know why. I love their little face. You just want to grab their little cheeks.
I think everybody has a breed of dog that they prefer.
Mm-hmm.
My dog Ginger, she's, like I said, I've had her since she was a baby. I found her, she was running down the road. So I didn't adopt her. I didn't buy her. Like she was literally running down the road with no tags, put up signs everywhere. Nobody came for her. So I just kept her. So that's how I found her.
Yeah.
We're really obsessed with Cocker Spaniels in this house. So we have 4 of them. So we have a lot of dogs. But my breed that I love, that I've always wanted, is a Bichon Frise. I love Bichon Frises. They are the cutest little things. They're hypoallergenic. They don't shed, and they're little. So I like
My
little
cousin-
dogs.
Well, my aunt always had Bichons. And for some reason, I always named them after very expensive car brands. Like the ones that she had when I was growing up were Mercedes and Bentley.
Of course. Of
Which
course.
If you get to know my family, it makes sense. She's the one aunt that you go to her house and you don't want to touch anything because you're terrified of breaking it because it costs so much money.
Well, my daughter-in-law calls me bougie, so same.
Kaylin, you had a Bentley? That's awesome. I'm instantly jealous. I love, or do you mean, okay. I think I took that as you had a car. Do you mean a car or did you have a animal named Bentley?
I would
'Cause
love to
if you
have a
had a-
Bentley, though. Those
if
are
you
crazy
had a-
cars.
Bentley, I would be not jealous, but that's awesome.
I'd be a little
which-
jealous, I ain't gonna lie.
I can't say much. My wife's car makes us look like we're bougie. We bargain hunted for a old school Range Rover. Well, old school, but like a 2016 Range Rover. So it looks really
Nice.
nice. But we did not pay the price we did not pay the Range Rover price tag for it. Yeah, my
Nice.
Bentley had 4 legs and got to 2.5 miles an hour when he was running. Okay. Yeah, my car brain took over there. I'm sorry that. So we haven't really talked about a date, but we do plan on doing a crime and wrestling episode because we had that
Yeah.
whole discussion. I was going to play a clip and then I didn't realize until or not a clip, but a video, but I didn't realize until I started watching it while I was like the end of the workday, how much cussing and
Oh, oops.
vulgarity there is. So I think we're going to save that one. It was, we had that conversation about how real wrestling is and like the actual like physical punishment that you have. There's this death match between a indies guy. So you have like the mainstream, which is like WWE, now like AEW, and then you have like the
Yeah.
indies. And this guy is known for using a pizza cutter. And you
Jeez.
might be thinking to yourself, oh, well, he just uses a dull pizza cutter. No, I watched a fight that he had where he takes the pizza cutter and like runs it across their forehead. And you can literally watch it split open his forehead. And then he does something even more disgusting than that. And it involves his
Gross.
teeth. So,
Mm-mm.
and you will get to know him because he is one of the episodes that I have planned to show you. He got arrested for robbing a bank. I'll leave it at that for spoilers.
Ooh.
But so the WWE guy who had been released and went to go do this death match, he showed the aftermath of what. So we might still watch it if I go and bleep everything out. Well, on your channel, I don't know if you care, but
You've heard me, Drez. No.
I do
I've
still
been
gotta
very
edit.
listen. I've been very, very controlled over here today because I cuss like a sailor. So
True.
I try
I
not to
appreciate
do that as much on my. I try not to do it on my stream either, but it slips right out because what other word can you have sometimes?
I was about to say you've got me to cuss a couple of times with that. Not
like,
you,
ooh.
but the cases that you bring up, and it's normally about pedophiles.
Yeah.
But so he, I might still show it to you. But he shows the aftermath. So he went to Disney World right after the match to go be with his wife or girlfriend. I don't know if they're married or not. And he woke up she woke up to what looked like a crime scene in the bed, because all of the cuts all over his body from like the glass and the light tubes being broken over him, all the stitching ripped, and it literally, like, she had to go down to the front desk just to tell them. So my husband got hurt in a work accident, and nobody was murdered in the room because the sheets are
That's
covered in blood.
crazy. That is crazy.
But it's a crazy thing. And it shows how real wrestling is to some people. Like their hometown hero lost, and they were throwing beer bottle, anything they could get a hold of, drinks wise, they were throwing into the ring at the people.
Well, I didn't realize like there was that much real stuff going on in
Mhm.
wrestling, because the whole Hulk Hogan era is kind of what I know. And I don't even know
So
anything
you-
about that. I just know my
You
brother
never
watched
got
that.
to see I got some stuff that I can show you on this one.
So like the one that we watched on, that you sent me or whatever, that we watched on my stream, I
Mhm.
knew nothing, literally nothing. So I was like, huh? But I kind of wanted to see it by myself, because I was like, this is crazy. I mean, true crime fashion, right? But I was just like shocked, because I always thought everybody knew wrestling was fake. So then when I was like, wait a minute, it's real? Like what is happening? So I didn't realize like there was this whole real aspect to some wrestling before we got into like the more theatric stuff.
Yeah. Like Japan is known for being one of those territories that takes it very seriously, just kind of like how they do sumo wrestling. Like there is actual unwritten rules to sumo wrestling for decorum and like how you present yourself. Like there is, it's not New Japan, I think it's All Japan Pro Wrestling. Their dojo was one of their training techniques to make sure that somebody was serious. Like this happened to Hulk Hogan. They would get you into training and break either your arm or your leg to see if you would come back. Like Hulk Hogan had his leg snapped and he had to go to the hospital, be put in a cast, and still came back. And they're like, all right, he's for real.
That's
And then,
crazy.
Japanese are known for their shoot fighting, which is the outcome is determined, but they are legitimately hitting each other. And then you have the crazy people that do death matches where like, do you remember Abdullah the Butcher, how he had the ridges on his head?
Yeah.
That's from getting cut. Like from blading, they would blade their foreheads and bust open their foreheads. Like
Yeah,
Devon
that's what you were
Dudley
telling
has
me.
the same thing.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it gets crazy. And wait till you hear about New Jack. That's the one that I still have to censor because he drops the hard R. Like he's black, but he drops the hard R like 20 times in the documentary. I was like, probably not that one, but the story's too good, so I got to edit it.
Yeah.
But he's talking about
Yeah, I don't
Mid-South
either.
wrestling in the height of the LA riots, and they literally, his promoter told him, he goes, these are a bunch of white racist rednecks. I need you to make them as angry as possible. And he would just go out and start talking like he's from, I mean, he is from the hood, but you know, ramping it up and just egging them on and stuff like that. He was like, he goes, if I got them to call me the N-word, I was having a good night.
Listen, the LA riots were wild. I mean, that whole thing was wild. I was alive during that time. It was crazy. I remember that like footage was insane. So, but yeah, racial tensions were worse then than they are now, for sure.
Yeah. Which, you know, if you go outside of the media and everything like that, it's just like,
It's really not that bad.
what's going on here? Like everybody's like, oh yeah, like, you know, you gotta be, or like it goes both ways, but it's like, oh yeah, there's a black person over there. Better watch out. He might shoot you. It's like, that's Daryl. I know Daryl. What do you mean?
Right. Well, that's because the media is the enemy of the state.
And rooftop Koreans for the win.
Facts.
I I do, by the way, Kaylin and Maggie, I do that to Lauren all the time when she says, Gemma, no. It's our Dutch Shepherd who's all black. I was like, are you saying that because she's black? That's racist. But I don't know. I'm so tired of it. I stopped watching the news altogether. Every now and then I tune in. I can catch Free's podcast, and a lot of the times I talk to Free, I was just like, hey, get me caught up. What's going on? Oh, speaking of news, that reminded me, thank you, we were supposed to talk about something.
Oh.
Let me get this pulled up here. So Kaylin, when we first started, was talking about baby Gabriel, and all three of us were like, I have no idea what that is. So if anyone has any good reference material, let me know, but I'm just reading off of what Google says. It says baby Gabriel is an infant born on August 12th, 2026, who became the focal point of a major multi-state surrogacy and medical care dispute. A Texas court ordered that he receive life-saving heart surgery after a surrogate mother denied the biological parent's request for an abortion. So, for what I'm getting from that is Pupper's body break. My lab barges in the door and I ask her if she does it because she's black. Y'all are wild tonight. Apparently you bring the snark just anywhere you go. So it says that the dispute began when the fetus was diagnosed at 20 weeks with hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Do you know what that is?
I do. A congenital heart defect, but it's 100% curable.
So it's where it's underdeveloped, correct?
Kind of. It's basically where the left side of the heart it's underdeveloped, but they can actually correct it in surgery.
Oh, okay. And what's up, Dorian? Great to see you, my friend. Another great streamer here on Rumble. If you're not following Dorian, he is genuinely one of the nicest people here on Rumble, and he plays old school video games. Absolutely awesome, dude.
Black Dogs Matter. That's hilarious.
So the intended parents, the surrogates, are a California couple, big surprise, who held a surrogacy contract that included a clause allowing termination in the event of fetal abnormalities, which is just, we'll get into that. Following the diagnosis, they reportedly requested an abortion and allegedly opposed the baby undergoing intensive treatment or surgery after birth. The surrogate mother, an Alaskan nurse, interesting, refused the abortion request, desiring to give the child a chance at life. She moved to Texas to seek protection under state family law, which recognizes the woman who gives birth as the legal mother. What's up, TC Warrior? Great to see you, my friend. Another great streamer. They're just all flowing in tonight. Definitely go give him a follow as well. He was on last week. Or is it? Yeah, last week. It's all running together. We did 3 Campfire talks last week. Most I've ever done in a week. Those people shouldn't have been allowed to take them home. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to get into. The second that you say you want the actual mother to give or to have an abortion, you lose all rights to the baby. Because at that point, you have already said, kill the baby. So to you, the baby's dead.
Technically speaking, if they've exercised the clause, right, that said that they wanted the pregnancy terminated, that means that they've canceled their contract. Mm-hmm. Correct? So to me, they've canceled their contract. They have no more legal rights to the baby at all.
They wanted to kill the baby, and once the baby was fixed, they were able to keep him. Yeah, that's horrible. They should not. So it says Texas legal intervention. The case drew national attention and direct involvement from Texas state leadership. General Kim Paxton intervened on behalf of the surrogate mother, petitioning the court to protect the child's life. Texas. On August 11, 2026, a Dallas District Court issued an emergency order mandating that the baby receive the necessary life-saving or sustaining care, and corrective surgeries immediately upon birth. The order explicitly blocks anyone from withholding treatment or moving the child out of Texas. So how do they go home with the child if the child cannot be moved out of Texas?
I think the baby's still in the hospital, isn't it?
Should have scrolled down. It says current status, baby Gabriel was delivered in Dallas area on August 12, 2026. He is currently in neonatal intensive care unit, waiting corrective heart surgery, which medical specialists note carries a strong chance of survival. While the emergency medical order ensures Gabriel receives the critical treatment, the broader multi-state legal battle regarding custody, parental rights, and contract enforcement remains unresolved between the parties of Texas and California. Which, I mean, we knew that the abortion thing was going to come down to. I figured it would have been either Texas and California or Florida and California would be the fight for this one. The legal terms are scheduled for a subsequent court hearing August 25th, 2026. So I've kind of already stated my opinion. What are your all's thoughts on this? And that goes for the chat too.
California couple needs Jesus. I'll say that, because you're talking about a life. You're talking about an innocent life. Like, what are we? I mean, it's not even a question.
Mm-hmm.
That baby did nothing but enter the world, and now you're saying that, like, you just want the baby to die. Like, something is fundamentally wrong with you at your core if you think you're okay with that. Like, honestly, that's my opinion.
Bring back asylums.
Yeah. Is your dog doing backflips? What is that? There's just like a loud crash right after a cough. So I assume your dog's over there doing some sick tricks.
Mine?
Yeah, yours.
Oh, she flopped over on the floor.
Kate says if there was a breach of contract, then it certainly would be null and void. They essentially would have terminated their parental rights. I hope the court puts a stop to them keeping the child. I 100% agree. When you say that,
I don't even know what are the original parents still fighting for, because I mean, technically, biologically, it's theirs, right? But it's like he's going to get the surgery, and then once he's okay, what? You're going to be okay with this child? Like, obviously, they're never going to have a connection with this child.
No, you wanted to kill him. An abortion is murder, period. There is no exception. So would surrogates be able to keep the baby if she wanted to?
No.
No,
unless it's like her egg or something, maybe. But if it's literally a fetus, like she was just an incubator, I'm just trying to use it in basic terms, right? If the surrogate was just an incubator and that baby is not biologically related to her, she would have no claim on that child whatsoever. It'd go into foster care.
Probably would be better than foster care, though, because I bet you she would have more of an emotional attachment to it, though, having carried it.
100%, but she'd have to be approved, to be like a foster or adopted or whatever. But
should be vetted,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, good for the surrogate. The surrogate saved that baby's life.
Yeah. Kaylin says in the story of Solomon and the two mothers, they both claimed the baby was theirs, and Solomon wanted to cut the baby in half. The true mother was willing to give up the baby to save it, thus keeping it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if the baby was in the surrogate, then didn't the baby share blood with the surrogate? See, that's what I'm confused by. I thought surrogacy meant like, you took the, how do I put this medically? The male DNA was put into you, but it's using your eggs. So do they actually take other people's eggs and put them in you?
Yeah. So it would be like if, for whatever reason, let's say like the wife of the original couple, she couldn't carry a baby. They could use her eggs, the husband's sperm, create an embryo, and then implant the embryos into a surrogate.
Okay.
So that's one way to do it, right? The other way is that the surrogate would also be the egg donor. So then it would be biologically hers. One way it's not biologically hers, the other way it is biologically hers. Does that make sense?
Yep. I'm just trying to see if it's actually biologically her kid.
It could be a whole week-long segment, all the stuff from this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Texas is doing the right thing.
So no, the surrogate is not biologically related to the child. Okay. That makes it tricky. I was about to say, because if it's her biological kid, that
she won't be automatically awarded custody. That's the problem that you have here. She would have to go through a lot of court stuff for that. Be vetted by DCFS, apply for adoption, have to pay adoption fees, all these things.
I think it might be raining outside. I'm hearing like strange noises because
Probably.
Go ahead.
The storm that just hit here probably is heading your way. So
Skinwalker.
I was about to say where I have the AC, it's like a floor model to where it goes out the window because our house is old.
You have your own AC.
Yeah, I got my own AC. I put them in a little white box. But like that amplifies like any of the sounds outside.
Yeah, from that shoot, it's probably just like a air horn, like those cheerleader horns.
Vuvuzela or Vuvuzuela.
Vuvuzela is the African thing.
Vuvuzela. Yeah, that thing. But yeah, long story short, I hope that the surrogate mother. Well, first off, I hope that the adoptive parents do not get the child whatsoever. If you're willing to kill the kid, you're not going to. What's up, Sheena? Great to see you from Northeast Tennessee, hanging out, waiting for that rain and storms. I will come down to the state. It's not going to be an easy adoption case or civil case for that matter to win.
mm-hmm.
If I was the lawyer, my sticking point would just be, and I may be ignorant in saying this, but my sticking point would be, you wanted the abortion. In your mind, you had already written off the baby. So, ergo, no baby for you. Good luck next time.
Correct.
Go grab some morals before you decide to falsely bring, or not falsely, but what's the word I'm looking for? Not doing it the correct way. Legitimate? No. Like I know that, and this is going to sound harsh, but I know that some people that's their only option, and some people it's actual medical. So I don't know if the case is medical or not. Some people are just lazy and do not want to, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Yeah. I know that some people, I've met some of these people before, but they just don't want to affect their body by the traditional getting pregnant process, and they want somebody else to do it for them. Those people need to grab some morals.
Yeah. Well, I think the original parents, the OG parents, I think I'm not sure what their nationality is, but the last name's Ahmed. So I would assume potentially Muslim. I'm not entirely sure on that. Indian-ish, probably, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard because one, I kind of feel like the surrogate does have some blame in this because this was in the contract. So did she not read the contract? Because if she would have read the contract, she would have saw that this was a possibility. So So I don't know. I think she deserves a little bit of the blame. Obviously, not all the blame. But I mean, she should have read the contract because this was a possibility from the jump if that was in the contract. And she should never have signed. If she was that adamant about not aborting a baby, then she should have been very, vetting the contract. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. It's just a awful case, and
Really is.
everybody's
Good news is the baby's born. The baby's okay.
Yep.
Has to have a little bit of surgery. Surgery can correct this completely. But
So how do they fix
it could
that?
possibly have. They're going to take a graft and graft in a part. It's not an overly complicated surgery or anything like that, but he could have like lifelong implications from it, right? Anytime you do any kind of surgery on a heart on a baby or an infant, they could have lifelong complications from that. Treatments that need to be done, maybe surgeries later on when they get, or it could completely fix them. So it's kind of up in the air when you come to, especially fetal problems, right? And you don't know until they start growing, and that's probably what the actual birth parents are concerned about, is they don't want to have to deal with a medically needy child, which I think that's incredibly selfish. God gave you this child for a reason. So I think that's just crazy. But that's why I think this couple is just evil, honestly.
If I'm reading what Maggie's saying correctly, she's saying apparently they have money if they choose that way. Wait, I think I misread that. I thought she was saying that the surrogate makes money if they choose it that way. She said there's nothing like feeling your baby kick, though. You can't be in a crowd of people and only that the baby is kicking. Choosing a surrogate and not having one is wild to me.
Well, to be fair to Maggie, like, I think what she's trying to say is like these parents basically using an outside surrogate, they probably just had the money to do it and they didn't want to have the baby themselves. I don't know that that's true. There's a lot of women that have to go through a surrogate because they can't carry a baby. So, it is very, very, very expensive.
Yeah. And what state was it that is trying to do abortion up until birth?
Virginia just passed it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they just passed it.
Well, I should say that the legislature had nothing to do with it. The governor just signed it into law.
Yeah.
Is that the which one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beautiful parts of Virginia that's like right on the other side of the border from me. And there's like a lot of beautiful farms down there, and some ones that we had looked at in the past. And then we just look at what's going on with the politics, and TC Warrior says New York as well. Like the way that they're going, like everything is going to absolute tyranny, and it's becoming a dumpster fire very quickly. And it's very sad to see when something that beautiful is getting tainted and destroyed. Was it a choice to do surrogacy, or did they have to? It's what Maggie asked. That I don't know the answer to that. And the demons cheered all around her when she lifted the pin. Yeah, she definitely did. But that type of stuff is just pure evil. I don't know how you can. And the people that say, it's just a clump of cells are the same people that I had this conversation with somebody the other day. They were talking about how abortion isn't that bad because, it's just a clump of cells. I let the conversation die down a little bit. Like, obviously, I kind of, I combated him about it and let it die down a little bit before I asked this point. I was like, hey, do you remember that story about them finding life on Mars a couple years ago? And he was like, yeah. I was like, what did they actually find? He goes, it was bacteria. I was like, and that's considered life on Mars? And he was like, yeah. And he hadn't put it together yet. I was like, so you're telling me
that's the problem.
You're telling me that life on Mars constitutes just basic bacteria. but what you're calling a clump of cells, which isn't even accurate. I mean, it's accurate for, correct me if I'm wrong, it's
And
accurate to
I'm a
like the
clump of
first
cells.
month or so is when you
You
start
know, like,
actually
what's your
forming
point?
recognizable body parts. I
Oh
am
yeah, I
ignorant
mean
in
it
this.
takes. I mean 6 to 8 weeks. Really
Mhm,
is the most formative time, right? So,
mhm.
and the problem that people have though is terminology, and this is where, from a medical aspect, this is where it really becomes very grayish for people. So people are like,
Semantics.
well, yeah, it's very semantics. So if a woman has a miscarriage, everybody knows what that means, right?
She lost the
However,
baby.
there is no such thing in a hospital as a miscarriage, okay? It's called an abortion. It's a spontaneous abortion. Okay, so people get this kind of terminology mixed up all of the time. So a spontaneous abortion is when a woman has a miscarriage. And then when you talk about like women going in, because they'll especially the left, they love to play this game of, well, I can't remember. It was one of the Duggar girls or something, and they blasted her all over the internet saying like she had an abortion. No, she had a miscarriage.
Mhm.
It's called a spontaneous abortion, but it's not the same as going to a local clinic on the corner down there. Do you know what I mean? Like she didn't choose it; it happened to her.
Hello there.
That's it. There's a difference there.
Oh,
So,
thank you for the follow, Videm Noda.
ooh, welcome
Appreciate
in.
you.
So that's
Um,
kind of where I think people get confused a lot because they think like, well, an abortion is an abortion. No, it's not. There's one that's considered an elective. That's the one that needs to be yeeted, okay, from
Mhm.
society because that was literally brought to us by eugenics, okay, by a racist lady who decided that. That's where abortion comes from. So to be very
Oh,
clear, and we're not talking about birth control. We're talking about actually killing a fetus. Like that's to me is it's murder.
yeah.
1,000%.
And apparently I completely did not understand how VP Zone works. Apparently I got rated and a bunch of people blew up my
Nice.
chat and I got a couple more follows. So appreciate you guys over there. I'm sorry that I missed you. I am doing very bad at keeping up with 5 different chats all at the same time. So I
I
apologize.
don't even know what that is.
It's a streaming platform.
Well, I mean, I figured it was that much, but I've never even heard of it.
It's actually pretty cool. I kind of like the layout. Hernandez got me to join. At first just joined to help him, and then I was like, okay, let me actually give it a try. So, but there was some. Sheena says that's terrible. I work in Virginia, and the governor is destroying the Commonwealth so bad. Galen says when the Muslims coming and taking over offices, they're fulfilling Revelation 13. It's coming fast. VA is a lost cause, and it's sad. It's such a beautiful state full of wonderful people. I'm just kidding. They let a small faction take over and ruin it. I found out that I was pregnant with my daughter at 5 weeks, saw her around 6 weeks, and you could see her little body already. The Massachusetts governor smirking as he signed that evil into law was positively demonic. I don't know if I saw that.
Yeah, if you pull it, if you ever find the clip, Rez, like it will literally make you nauseous. She's literally, and the women around here, her too, they're all cheering for this bill. Like it is incredibly sick.
There's
Gross.
two topics that will almost assuredly get me to cuss, and it's abortion and it is pedophilia. Both of those, I can't. My thoughts.
Well, see, I go
Resetting.
even further with this stuff. Like the surrogacy and in vitro, I think there needs to be an investigation into it because I think that there is a backdoor side of it too that's bad, and I disagree with them. Basically, conceiving a bunch of different surrogate, conceptions, basically,
when they just
and
throw
talking
a bunch of them
and
away,
with
viable
or using them for some sort of other medical stuff, then
Mhm.
using the surrogacy as a way to get a bunch of those and to
Thank
do.
you, Maggie.
I'm sure there's probably some dark web type back end of it too. I wouldn't put it past them. This is all speculation, so but I mean I've heard about them. They just basically test tube conception a bunch of them, and then they throw one at it, and who knows what they do with the rest of them. Whether they just dump them, I
Mhm.
still think that's murder, or if they use them for something science related, that's probably even worse. So
So where I
I
was
could tell you.
essentially,
Do you want?
you can go
I
ahead.
can tell you a lot of what they do. Listen,
Wow.
working in a hospital, and
Probably
you
smart to
you
hear.
wouldn't believe the things that you see. But
I'll put it this way.
yes,
I'm going to be listening, but I'm going to go get some
Themselves,
water. We'll
right?
be right back. Because I
so
probably want to say a few choice words.
the body part. So I don't know if you guys know how an abortion actually works, but an abortion is actually they literally rip the baby apart limb by limb in the womb and suck it out. And then all of that is sold to researchers and gather stem cells from, and they do some stem cells research with it.
I think
That's
I've
what
heard
it
that
is.
one before. That one I knew.
Yeah, that's a big one. Cosmetic companies also have a piece of that. Believe it or not, they use fetuses for certain makeups, certain types
I
of makeup.
have heard that one actually. Believe it or not, I've heard that one.
So, yeah, it's a very valuable commodity, unfortunately, which is the epitome of evil, in my opinion. But they convince people that there's nothing wrong with it. See, because if you can convince somebody that whatever they're doing is not evil and that in fact it's a righteous cause,
Mm-hmm.
they're more willing to do it, right? Because then they're brainwashed. It's literally the brainwashing of humans. I don't know anybody, honestly, that works in healthcare that thinks it's okay. If you've ever seen an abortion take place, you would not think it was okay. It is the most horrific thing that you could ever witness in your life.
I think that's why those street preachers have the pictures, right?
Yeah.
I really hope you
there are
couldn't
some
hear me
states
in
that
the
make
other
you.
room.
No, we could not hear you.
Okay, good.
There are some states that make you watch an abortion video
Mhm.
before you can elect to have one, and I think that's smart because I'm telling you that if you ever see one, you won't want to go through it.
Who was the guy that testified in front of Congress and broke it down step by step about how an abortion process goes?
I don't know
And
who that was.
you could hear the pain in his voice because he was a former abortionist, and then he was actively speaking out against it, and you could hear the pain in his voice because he did it. And the fact that I'm trying to choose my words very carefully. The fact that these evil people, I'll put it this way. If one of my goats passes away, and most of my goats are dairy goats, but a lot of them are crossbred with meat goats. So technically, if I wanted to, I could slaughter them and, have their meat. But we use them as dairy goats, and we value our goats like they're our pets too. They're not just useful.
Right.
I go and I bury our goats. A lot of people will just throw them over the hill. Like I treat them with respect. I couldn't even fathom seeing. I'm trying to control my anger. I couldn't even fathom seeing a torn apart baby and having the idea of we can make money off of this. That is vile. Sorry, I'm trying to suppress yelling. Kaylin says Dr. Anthony Levatino. I'm assuming that's who you're answering that question on who that was. But my neighbor's dog died, and she's an older lady. Well, she's our renter, and it'd be very easy to say, I'll take care of it, make it disappear. I went and dug. It's a big dog too. I went and dug a massive hole by hand and treated him like it was one of my own. I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't imagine doing that to somebody's baby. And that stuff gets to me. Like every time I pray, I have a prayer that I say, thanking God for the time that I got to spend with the animals and for entrusting me with watching over them and keeping them safe. And every time it makes me cry because, I feel guilty. Is like, what could I have done better? But this type of stuff just gets under my skin and makes me so angry.
Yeah, I mean, as it should, though. I mean, if it doesn't make you angry and it doesn't upset you, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, the world has become very desensitized to evil.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? I mean, you have people that grow up and don't even know the value of like walking around people's life. Like they'll shoot up a house not knowing who's inside without a second thought.
Right.
Just because they feel disrespected or, somebody stole some money from them. Like that's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's no value on life anymore.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not just, and it's not, to your point, it's not limited to, children or babies. It's literally just life. No, there's not a respect for life anymore.
What are you talking about, Maggie? That's going to make people cry?
I think they're just talking about that movie.
Which movie?
Her movie Unplanned.
Yeah, Unplanned.
Oh, Unplanned. Okay. Yeah, people are morally bankrupt.
They need Jesus.
Yeah. Well, there's this, if TC's still in here. Huh?
Licking his butthole sensor.
TC Warrior has this guy that pops into his live chat that is just angry at God for some reason. And first off, I commend him on his patience that he's had with that person. He's killing them with kindness. But that I want to pose the question to somebody who's angry like that, and he's trying to say like the Bible is, a bunch of lies and not like a real book. And it's just, first off, get real. Nothing has been more factually fact checked and cross referenced and just it's a PG show, Strider.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing has been more battle tested ever in the world than the Bible. And it is the most attacked book, and still it is the most sold book ever. And half of the sales aren't even sales. People are actively just handing them out. But I just want to ask somebody like that, and you're welcome, TC. I appreciate you, my friend. I just want to ask people like that, where do you get your morals from? Because I know exactly where my morals come from. Comes from this right here. Got too many study stuff. Comes from this. That's where my moral base comes from. And if you don't believe in this, I don't know where you get your morals from.
Well,
go ahead.
Here's the thing. This is what I have come to realize over the years. Most of the people who are angry at God probably have a legitimate reason in their own brain, right? Why they're angry. And most of the time it's because of grief.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. Maybe a parent died when they were young. Something tragic happened, right? And we have this, I don't even know where it comes from, really. Some churches maybe, but you get this a lot in mega churches where it's like they think God is a piggy bank or God is a slot machine, right? And you just go up there and you're like, God, I want this. And you hit the lever and God's just going to give you whatever you want. That's not how it works. That's not how faith works. That's not how God works. But people get angry because they thought something should happen a certain way and it didn't. Basically, God said, no, they're throwing a tantrum, is my personal take on it. And bitterness will eat you alive, right? So the minute you become angry, if you don't have anybody around you, good around you to say, look, this isn't on God, right? Like this is God's, and I'll give you this good example. When I was 16, I was in a car accident. This is right before I went to college. I was in a car accident. I didn't walk for 2 years. Okay. I was in a wheelchair. And I could have been incredibly angry with God, but I took it. And because I had a family around me and a pastor involved in my life, they kept telling me, and trust, don't think I wasn't angry at times. Trust that, they kept telling me, God has a plan for you. You don't see it yet. And you don't know how he's using this experience in your life. And it may not be tomorrow, and it may not be 10 years from now, but at some point, this experience is going to mean something. That's why we're going through it, right? And so people get angry because maybe they had a child who died, right? And God, how could you take my baby away from me, right? God had a plan in that. And if you don't have people around you to pray with you, to pray over you, to really lift you up in those moments, you're going to fall into the abyss of despair, bitterness, anger, right? All of the things that are the opposite of the fruits of the Spirit. Because guess what? The devil's going to get a hold of you. The devil's going to get a hold of you. And the devil, listen, once the devil has you, he doesn't need you anymore. Okay? The devil isn't going after non-Christians. What does he need them for? He already has them. He's going after Christians. So a lot of the spiritual attacks I think these people go through, honestly, is the devil coming at them, and they just don't have the right people around them to save them from themselves, if that makes sense. That's my personal take. What do you say?
So first off, the chat has some very good insights. Kaylin said that the more the world tries to fight Christians and Christianity, the more I know Christianity is true. But it is the only worldview that literally scares the hell out of people. I like the way you phrase that. TC Warrior said sometimes the answer is not what we want. I was about to say most of the time, if we're trying to live by the flesh, God's answer is never what we want. Because he's trying to save us from ourselves. And Maggie said sometimes the answer is no. And that's a good point. Kaylin says, God helped me through the pain and the anger and the vitriol when I realized I lost my dollar. What? I can't even talk right now. Despite the grim subject matter, I'm grateful to be in the presence of like-minded people who are Christians, and we're glad that you're here, my friend. Honestly, when I first started off, I was concerned that nobody would watch. So, there's been so many times in my life where I could have easily went the wrong way. I lost so many friends from essentially started my freshman year. And until about a couple years ago, there was at least one or two people that I grew up with that are no longer here every single year. And like the second one that we lost was a kid that I grew up with. He was one of my closest friends. I could literally throw a football from my house and hit his. And, at the time I was so angry. I was so hurt. But looking back on it now, like, would I much rather Austin still be here? Yes. But it has prepared my heart to be there for others who are going through that. And it taught me how to just be there. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to, throw Bible verses at them or, throw comforting idioms at them. Just actually being there and being present and showing them that I'm here. Whatever you need, I'm right here. Is the reason that God has put me through stuff like that. And like some of the major trials that we face in life, that's where God gives you the blessings. He equips you. That's why things like that happen. And you mentioned something about the devil trying to attack every little nook and cranny that you have. There's a reason that, Satan is also called Beelzebub. It means Lord of the Flies. And you work in the medical field. If a wound goes untreated and gets infested with flies, what happens?
Gangrene, my friend.
Which
Cut
leads
off.
to,
Amputation.
well, I'm talking about severe cases.
I mean, death, really, but I mean, it's
Yep.
the death of the tissue. It's the death of that area. It's left untreated is the death of your whole body. But that's kind of how Satan works, isn't it? Like he gets a little bit of hold on you, and then it just kind of festers and festers and festers.
And, it's really easy. I mean, that's why the Bible tells us not to go to sleep angry. It's because you're giving that foothold. That's all the devil's looking for. He just needs a foothold. And then look at that. Because he found this foothold, got this other spot over here I can climb up on. And this spot over here I can advance in. And he just picks and picks and picks. And the devil doesn't work, for the most part, in grand gestures. It's small little pokes and prods. That's all it takes. We both know it's for the mischief mullet packs. But sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent there, but I don't know. That's why I stopped watching the news. I'm so sick and tired of seeing all this evil. Like, I pray for our entire nation almost daily. And like, there's a lot of people that need to get caught up on their Bibles, because there's going to be some rough waters ahead.
Yeah, we're talking about the guy that you were mentioning the other stream or whatever. I see a lot of these people on Rumble, actually. I think because people are a little more free to speak on things here. So you do tend to see both sides very strongly here. Every time I see him, I don't. And as a streamer, I thought about this a while back, because there was a rando that came into Spider Chat one day and was just talking crazy stuff.
That's now why I'm a mod.
Yeah, which I literally just stopped and I read what they were saying, because I wanted to understand kind of what they were saying. I literally just stopped right there and prayed for them, for God to soften their heart. And it wasn't even like 5 or 10 minutes later, he was like acting normal-ish. Do you know what I mean? Like, he kind of let go of some of the stuff, starting to agree with some of the stuff that Spider said. It was interesting. And then he just left the chat and never came back. It is interesting, because God will work in those moments. But sometimes that's all you can do, is just stop and say, right where you're at, and say, okay, I'm going to pray for this person real quick. Well, and hopefully God will soften their heart.
I definitely agree with you. I mean, God was working, because that moment that he was dealing with, I'm going to start calling your dog Jeff Hardy, because it sounds like he's just doing swanton bombs off the top rope. Or you said it's a she.
I was
Sorry.
tap dancing, man.
It's a she. Yeah.
Tap dancing. Tapping.
But TC, like, watching TC deal with that person at that point in time, that was God, like, giving me a light bulb. He was like, I need to have a conversation with this dude. And like two seconds later, he mentioned something about aliens. I was like, "Oh, that's the topic I want to talk about." So not only did he give me a guest, he was just like, "Here's what you're going to talk about as well." And it was an awesome conversation. And Maggie's correct. She's reiterating what you said. Sometimes the best thing we can do is pray for people.
I mean, you definitely need to reach out and talk to them. Sometimes that's an impossibility. God will find a way if there is a way. Sometimes there just isn't. Sometimes their heart is just a little too hardened,
Mischief, you got a fish hook? Yes. Sorry. Chat was asking.
That is
I
a
didn't mean to cut you
Midwestern
off there.
thing right there. That was a Midwestern thing right there for sure. A fish hook on that.
Is that
I
I
was
do
thinking it's
that?
more of a redneck thing.
I was about to say that's a redneck
It
thing
is.
for me.
It is, but like literally where I grew up, like because the Great Lakes area, especially, like everybody has fish hooks up there. Everybody's throwing a fish line somewhere.
Caitlin says that dog's
Out here we have ponds on our own
161
property.
years old. She deserves to knock over whatever her heart desires.
Listen, you all, she is so spoiled. Okay, her name is Ginger. She is so spoiled at this point because, to your point, Kay, yes, she could do whatever she wants. I've said this about old people even. It's like once you get a certain age, I don't care what you do, you have earned the right to do whatever it is you want to do at that point, okay? And I feel
So-
this way with her in particular because I'm just like, I literally spend so much money on her dog food. She gets different dog food than every other dog in our house. I mean, it is like designer stuff, okay? She has her own bedroom.
She bougie.
She's bougie. She's a bougie dog.
So
It was my first dog.
are we just going to glance over the fact that you just said your dog's name is Ginger?
Her name is Ginger.
Who named the dog?
What? I did.
Okay.
Oh, if she gets a boy, it's gonna be Red, so Red Foreman or something. Who knows? I don't know.
So
I
no, we
actually-
have our boy dogs are named Tucker,
Mm-hmm.
is our oldest cocker, and then we have Porky, Pork Chop, and his name is Pork Chop, and then we have Peanut, they're brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the illustrious. Oh, I forgot my friend who lives with us. She has a Shih Tzu. Her name is Nutmeg. Yeah. So I mean, all good. Humphrey
I was
is
about
our
to say,
other cockers right now. Humphrey.
We've got Atlas. He's our Great Dane. He actually picked out his name. We have Rogue, who is a Borbal, an African Mastiff. We have Remy, who is my dog. He's
Stop. Okay, Rez, do not ever, and I mean this with all my heart, do not ever tell Spider that you have a Borbal. He has been after me for 13 years to get a daggone Borbal in this house. That dog is bigger than I am. No way.
Is a bowling ball. She's short and stocky.
Those dogs are bigger than I am.
breeding. She has taken my legs out so many times. I'm going to send a picture of her. So
Spider's obsessed with those dogs. Like honestly, he's obsessed with them.
mhm. Then we have
Well,
my
Flip.
African. We have my Australian mix, who he's named Remy. Then we have Pippi and Poppy. Those are Gemma's babies. They're half Dutch Shepherd, half Border Collie. And then we have Gemma, who's Dutch Shepherd. And then we have a bunch of Great Pyrenees. I feel like I forgot one.
Great Pyrenees are great herding dogs.
Yeah, although two of them, I literally had to drive an hour down the road to go pick them up from a shelter because they escaped and took off chasing something, I guess.
Yeah. I heard the biggest problem with them is that they are escape artists and they dig a
Mhm.
lot of holes.
Oh, yeah, they definitely dig holes. I can't tell you how many times I've fallen in the field into a random hole. Maggie says, I saw that look in your eye, Rez, when I was asking about your dog's name.
Dogs are the best though.
Nymira is a direwolf. You have a direwolf, Kaylin? My month's name is Thomas. Our lab's name is Star. I call her Baby Star because she's a big baby. I was about to say my dogs. I can probably count on one hand how many times during a week I call my dogs by their actual names. Like Remy has about 1,000 names. I would also want a husky one day. Yeah, I would love to have a husky. Bulldog and Shih Tzu mix. Meanwhile, I'm over here with little Miss Touched in her head, what is that name?
Khaleesi.
Khaleesi. She gets the bougie name and it fits. By the way, we rehomed Chunk. He lasted for like a day, and then we had to go pick him up again.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was more of an inside dog than an outside stay with the goats type of dog. But how did we get on dogs? We were talking about something else. What were we talking about? Oh, he's a sweet boy. He's fine.
My dog flopped over on the floor, and everybody was.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm trying to get back to what we were talking about before that. I don't think the chat's going to help me this time. I mean, like going back and looking at the chat because we've been all over the place. We can tell Rez doesn't know good fantasy. I know Khaleesi from something. I'm just not placing it right now.
Mischief, are you tired?
Yeah, I work
11:30 over here.
construction. I look in construction all day. And I was up
Okay, but
super late last night doing 2 jobs. So
I was about to say I've never seen Game of Thrones, to be 100% clear. I was about to say I got to work in 5.5 hours.
you and me both. I get up at 3:30, so it's gonna be a short night.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Had fun.
Well, I guess, do you want to call it here for the night so you can at least get some sleep? I'm sorry we went like an hour past what we normally go. I didn't even realize
We got to go because we don't want Mischief passing out on us over there.
too many nights in a row of 4-hour sleep nights or less. I can't take it anymore.
You're young. Come on.
Not that
I was about to say.
Here's the problem: is I used to be able to do it, but I did a bad stint of just absolute burnout, and I've never been able to do multiple nights of low sleep in a row.
It's terrible.
My body's shifted from that burnout streak that I had when I was just really pushing to get ahead financially, and I can't anymore. I mean, I could do it if I was driving cross country and had to do a 24-hour drive. That'd be different, but I still start to feel it after a while.
Interestingly enough, I never slept more than 5 hours my entire life until I hit my 50s.
Okay, I'm glad
that was probably my max was 5 hours. I never slept.
Well, I know
if I sleep
I know 8 hours for most people is bad. So
I was about to say 8 hours. If I go over like 6 hours, I might as well have not even slept. I'm just so tired.
I think 6 is like perfect, honestly.
Yeah, I think 6 to 7 is probably about right.
Yeah, 7 when I have to catch up, but 6 is perfect. Or I prefer, if life would allow it, I seriously think 5 or 6 hours of sleep and then a half an hour
a good nap. Yeah, no, lunch. It's got to be an hour.
Ideal. That'd be fun too. But actually, I heard that puts you into the wrong sleep cycle and actually makes you more tired.
Well, I thought it was
20 to
30
minute nap.
Minutes.
Listen, 20 to 30 minute nap actually totally resets your entire body.
Yeah.
What if I sleep for 24 hours?
That's bad. then you probably need to go to a doctor.
Didn't Spider say that he slept for like 24 hours straight the other day?
Yeah, he was dead tired. But he's weird because like he has really severe ADHD. And so his sleep schedule, he has to stay on a sleep schedule. And if he doesn't stay on his sleep schedule, he is completely messed up for months. It takes him forever to get back onto his schedule. And so he was up for days, and then all of a sudden he just crashed, and then he was asleep for like 24 hours.
I do that too. Like if my schedule gets messed up, I'm all sorts of out of whack, and then I have to like either sleep for a ridiculous amount of time or stay up for an entire day and reset it. Thank you, Seether. I'm glad that you came out here tonight, my friend. So where can people find you, and when can they find you, Miss Widow, or I'm sorry, Dr. Widow?
Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on Rumble, and Saturdays at 8 a.m. Eastern for spooky time?
What's a nap? It's kind of become a habit to where when I get to the end of the night, my dogs are losing their mind over something. Oh, they're fighting with the geese. I can hear one of them barking, and then I just hear a goose losing her mind. Oh, I know who we're going to read out to. So I'm pretty sure it's Nellie's birthday. We just had her on as a guest not too long ago. But yeah, definitely.
Maggie. I couldn't do it.
What's that?
She said a nap in a hammock. I probably could have. I did it when I was a kid, and it wasn't a problem. But as she said, have you ever had a nap in a hammock with a breeze rocking you gently? Like, that sounds great when I was younger, but now, like, carpentry has destroyed my back.
I was about to say we have a hammock sitting outside that I love to go out and stare into the stars.
I have vertigo, so that's a no-go for me.
Oh, I had vertigo from I had a sinus infection, bronchitis, and a respiratory infection all at the same time, and vertigo piled on top of it. So it was not fun. I tried to work out while having vertigo. That was a poor decision.
Yeah, no.
But thank you so much, my friend, for coming and hanging out with us today. It's been an absolute
Thanks
pleasure.
for having me.
3 hours flew by.
It did, actually. Thank you so much for having me. It was super nice to meet you, Mischief, for sure. Chat, you're amazing.
Yeah, they're always amazing. I just got a text. What am I doing in here? So I assume that the dogs are doing something. I got soundproof panels on everything.
Netted backbreaker, not hammock. It's called netted backbreaker.
Mischief, do you have any final words before we call it for the night and send everyone over to our friend Nelly Bean?
Even if I did, they'd probably come out jumbled. So
he's a sleepy boyo. He's very tired.
I woke up sleepy today. That's been one of those days, and I was in charge of people today, so that took it out of me extra.
Kate says we're freaking awesome. Yeah, you guys are. And Kaylin says it was great meeting you, Crimson.
It's nice meeting you guys too.
All right, guys. With that, we're going to call it a night. Remember, I hope you have a blessed rest of your night. And you guys light the torch. We just pick it up and run with it. And until next time, God bless you all. Good night.